Jeff Francoeur, Matt Weiner in a bit. Well, coming into this game, the Atlanta Braves have won 2 of the last 3 games. They have a 2-1 lead in this series. But you know what? They don't want to go to Milwaukee for Game 5. So what do? Charlie Morton moves up, and he's going to pitch on 3 days rest.
Well, Brian Snitker said, why not? It's a pretty good guy to rely on when you got a game, a clinch game. 6 clinch games, 4-1 with a 1.5 ERA. Pitched first career postseason start on 3 days rest, but he pitched in the postseason on 3 days rest back in the World Series to close out 17. He's a perfect guy for this team on the mound. And in game 1, really you could see not much of the changeup and cutter. Charlie came right at him with that fastball curveball combo. 6 strikeouts on the fastball, 3 on the curveball.
Well, the Brewers have really struggled being shut out in back-to-back games. Just can't get anything going offensively.
Well, you look at those numbers right there, and Craig Counsell's trying to do anything he can, pinch hitting, doing different things, hitting 176 through 3 games, and really 0 for 16 in scoring position. Game 2 right here to end it, first and second. Yesterday, numerous opportunities here, a good one in the 5th inning, and they weren't able to get the run. It's a 3-0. They need some offense. They need someone, Yelich, Garcia, someone to step up with a big hit, and it just has not happened yet. With that being said, all of a sudden you turn around, your season's on the line. What does Craig Counsell do? He goes to lefty Eric Lauer to start today for them. One of the best pitchers in the second half, though. He's been very good. Sinker, cutter, little curveball. He can come at you a lot of different ways, but as you see, he's making his postseason debut. And Brian Snitker, no choice but to put Jocktober in the lineup today, Don.
Jock Peterson is in there for the Atlanta Braves after 2 pinch-hit home runs. We're ready to go. The National League Division Series moves to Game 4 from Atlanta, where the Braves look to end the series. The Brewers try to return to Milwaukee. We'll find out next on TBS.
Travel America with good SIM. By T-Mobile, America's largest, fastest, and most reliable 5G network. And by DraftKings, the best place to get in on the MLB action with daily fantasy, sports betting, and free-to-play pools. All postseason, customers can play in free late-inning pools for a swing at over $50,000. Use promo code SHEET to sign up.
Getting ready for Game 4 of the NLDS. Before we get it started, let's check in with Matt Weiner.
Don, there is roster news today. Major League Baseball announced that right fielder and leadoff man Jorge Soler is tested positive for COVID. Per MLB protocols, he is off the roster and was replaced today by Christian Pache. Soler's absence has triggered a number of lineup changes for the Braves as well. Shortstop Dansby Swanson moves into the leadoff spot after batting 8th the first 3 games. The outfield also looks very different with pinch-hitting hero Jock Peterson and his Pearls starting in Soler's place in right, and Guillermo Heredia making his postseason debut as the center fielder. He hit .220 with 5 homers in the regular season. There's better news, guys, on the Brewers side. Lorenzo Cain, who crashed hard into the wall here in Game 3, going after Adam Duvall's triple, will start. When I spoke to him before the game, he said he wasn't sure if he'd be in the lineup because he was still dealing with what he described as a stinger. But he'll give it a go, guys, with the season on the line.
All right, Matt, thanks very much. We check out the Milwaukee Brewers starting 9. As Colton Wong will be at the top of the order, it is Willy Adames, the shortstop, Christian Yelich in left field, Avisail Garcia in right, Rowdy Tellez at first base, Luis Urias is back at third base with Omar Narvaez doing the catching. Lorenzo Cain is in center, he bats 8th with Eric Lauer, the pitcher, out of the 9 spot. On just 3 days rest, here is Charlie Morton.
Well, you look at that bottom, Don, 4-1 record in series clinching games. The reason he's out there, Brian Snitker said, look, I'm going to check with him inning by inning, see how he's feeling. But good first series, game 1 start for him, 6 innings pitch. And really threw the 2 pitches at him right here, the fastball, curveball. So now you're about halfway down the line of the plate, and you got to choose. One's darting out and up, and the other one's back foot. I think it'll be interesting to keep on. Charlie, the team had a real tough time, the Brewers, on curveballs. Be interesting to see how it goes. And catching Charlie Morton today for the 4th time. Pretty same lineup, standard lineup for this Atlanta Braves team. Travis d'Arnaud catching. Going around the infield with Austin Riley, Dansby Swanson, Ozzie Albies. And, of course, Freddie Freeman, the Gold Glove at first. And the outfield a little different. Moving from center to left, you have Duvall, Guillermo Heredia getting the first start in center field. And Jock Peterson, Jocktober, in right field.
So here we go. And the first start, here he is for Jocktober, who's come up with some huge pinch hits and home runs in this series so far. Getting his first start of the series. And here we go as Kolten Wong will lead it off here for the Brewers. They will try to get something going here right out of the gate offensively, something they've not been able to do in the first 3 games of this series. And here we go. It's game 4 from Atlanta, and the first pitch of this one is in there for strike 1, and we're underway. 272 during the regular season, a career high 14 home runs, but during the postseason 1 for 12 so far for Kolten Wong. But he's not alone in some of those numbers offensively for the Brewers. You look up and down this lineup, there's a lot of 1-fers. And that one got a piece of him, and he's aboard to begin things here in the first inning. So the hit batsman starts things here in the first inning.
Now, this is just a pulled curveball. You can see gets him right on the leg. Wong was able to hold the swing up. And that's something Craig Counsell said to us down in the dugout. First 3 innings in all 3 games, 1, 2, and 3. Nobody. We had no chances to score. And he said that's basically 9 innings that, you know, we were non-competitive. He said we've got to find a way to get some people out, some runners out early.
Well, they shift here on Willie Adames standing in on the right side for the Brewers. 4 for 12. He's really the one Brewer that has multiple hits so far in the series. And he grounds this one down the third baseline foul.
You can see, look, this Brewers team has played relaxed all year. They're not going to get, and you see Adames before the game, him and Jocktober having some fun. That's one thing you don't want to do, don't you? The last thing you want to do is play uptight. You can see old teammates Charlie Morton and Adames.
Well, Adames the key to the Brewers turnaround, sputtering to begin the year. Under 500 when he was acquired from the Tampa Bay Rays on May the 21st, and has changed this Brewers team. He likes to be a difference maker in that clubhouse. He has been, now needs to be a difference maker in this series and try to get the Brewers back to Milwaukee for game 5. Charlie Morton getting the nod today. The decision made by the Braves, and that one is by him. I guess the option was Inoa and a bullpen day, really, and it doesn't seem to make a lot of sense at this point where you have the chance to put him away today. And,
well, that's what Brian Snitker was kind of saying. If you throw Charlie and he gives you 4, then you can kind of turn it over to the part of the bullpen depending where you're at in the game, whereas straight bullpen game for all 9.
Throw over to first, and it's relatively close, but back safely is Wong.
And I think each team looks in different position. If you're the Brewers, you're trying everything you can to get home for Thursday night with Corbin Burns on the mound. Or if you're the Braves, you're trying to finish them here so you don't have to go back, but you also have Max Fried in your back pocket for a Thursday night potential game 5.
1-2 is fouled off to the right out of play. What a game 5 matchup that would be if the Brewers can't get there, but they got a lot of work to do today. Saw Max Fried, of course, earlier in the series. And really, the end of the year, what a great year for Fried. Craig Counsell just trying to find a way there. He has been so frustrated with the way things have gone here. Shut out the last 2 games in a row. Adames lines one that is off the top of the glove of Swanson into left field, a base hit. And Wong will take second base. Swanson tried to time the leap and nearly did, but right off the top of the glove and into left field.
Now comes back with a curveball. Not a bad pitch. It gets Adames out front. Yeah, it looked like he kind of mistimed it a little bit and couldn't get only 66 miles per hour off the bat, but look, if you're the Brewers right now, you'll take any break you can get. And now first and second, 0 for 16 this series. Is this where they can break through?
Here's Christian Yelich with runners at first and second and nobody out. 2 for 10 in the series is Yelich.
And I think Charlie Morton, that's going to be something to keep an eye on. That curveball, his velocity, you've seen 97. I don't think that's a problem. But is that curveball on 3 days rest going to be as sharp? You know, that one he's missed outside. He missed one to Adames before that, kind of hung it to him.
Goes around, and it's a ball and a strike. Brian Snitker said that he would be talking to him in between every inning and has a very good communication level, trusts him a great deal. That was a little better, yes?
Yeah, that seemed to have more, you know, of the bite. Still, I mean, you know, a ball, so it'll be interesting to see if these Brewers hitters get a little more selective maybe.
Would like 3 innings from him. 4 would be a plus. We'll see. By him, and it's 1-2. Look at the curveball that time.
Yeah, 2 in a row. Good pitch. And it's really between Morton, Fried, Anderson threw quite a few yesterday. That's the pitch, that curveball that they've really gotten these Brewers hitters out on.
2 on, nobody out in the Milwaukee first inning, and a 1-2 pitch coming to Christian Yelich. Offensively, another tough year for Yelich, back-to-back years. But this is a huge first inning for the Brewers. To get off on the right foot, a huge AB is what it is. To get into the teeth of this Brewers order. Down the left field line and headed foul.
I'll tell you what, that's a heck of a job of fouling that ball off by Christian Yelich. You just see 4 curveballs in a row at 83 and 84. And he tries to climb the ladder at 97. Yelich got a piece of it.
Two balls, 2 strikes, nobody out in the first inning. Long at second, Adames at first, and the battle continues. 2-2. That one's by him. So he comes back with a 98-mile-an-hour fastball. Yelich tardy on the swing. Strikeout number 1 for Charlie Morton.
It just blows him away. You can see that ball was in the mitt, even though he missed his location at 98. Look at that. Yelich way behind on that fastball.
2 on, 1 away, and that brings up Avisail Garcia. 1 for 11 so far in the series in the first 3 games. After a 29 home run season for Garcia, in which he drove in 86 runs. Ball 1. Started him with a gas at 97. Charlie Morton during the regular season, 14 wins, 6 losses, 3.34 ERA. Made 33 starts during the regular season. 3rd straight normal season in which he's had 30 or more starts. And to the backhand that time goes d'Arnaud, sliding across.
Man, that's 2 fastballs that Charlie has pulled way across his body. d'Arnaud really had to kind of dig for that. Good play.
Garcia ahead here, 2-0. Long at second, Adames at first. Garcia jolts it foul down the right field line, out of play. Got the fastball again and ends up fouling it off. Takes a little stroll around the batter's box area.
And you can see today that fastball again. Charlie, many more strikeouts with the curveball this year. And last start, 9 strikeouts, 6 with the fastball. And you can see coming back out, throwing kind of some gas.
So that should be a good sign. back on 3 days rest. Grounded foul over by the Brewers side of things, third base way. It was 2-0. Morton battles back to make it 2-2. Off the plate, chopped towards third. Austin Riley comes in barehanded, makes the throw, and it's in time. Nice play by Austin Riley, do or die, barehanded, and he makes it to get Garcia. As two will advance, Wong to third, Adames to second, but nice play by Austin Riley.
Well, there's that Braves left side of the infield defense. Look at that. Austin Riley does a good job of seeing it, and then a strong throw across to get Garcia by a step. You get the feeling this is a huge moment in this game right now. You get first and second again, nobody out. And you think about this AB, a base hit, all of a sudden you're up 2-0. Morton gets them out, all of a sudden they've had first and second again. And they'd be 0 for 19 with runners in scoring position.
0 for 18 as it stands right now. Rowdy Tellez has provided the only runs of this series. They remember his 2-run home run in game 1. Ended up being the game winner for the Brewers. Takes a curveball for strike one. Counsell knows he needs runs out of this with runners at second and third, 2 down. Rowdy Tellez coming over from the Toronto Blue Jays. Down 0-2. Back-to-back curveballs.
Now last time Charlie threw Rowdy back-to-back curveballs and then tried to sneak the gas by him up in Milwaukee. See that curveball much more effective against the lefty so far today. I'd imagine you get 2 swings like that, you got to go right back to it.
Wong at third, Adames at second with 2 down. And an 0-2 pitch to Rowdy Tellez. Struck him out. Out of the jam is Charlie Morton in the first inning. The Brewers strand a pair in scoring position. Morton with 2 strikeouts in the inning. Braves are coming up. As we check out the starting 9, Dansby Swanson at short with Freddie Freeman at first base. Ozzie Albies at second. Austin Riley at third with Adam Duvall in left. Jock Peterson gets his first start of the series. Ian Wright with Travis d'Arnaud, the veteran catcher. Guillermo Heredia in center field, and Charlie Morton, the pitcher, out of the 9 spot for Atlanta. On the mound, one of the best kept secrets of the second half of the season is Eric Lauer on the mound for the Brewers.
You see those numbers, 24 games, 20 starts, but the last 15 games, 6-2 with a 2.23, and opponents only hit 188 against them. Not your strikeout type kind of guy, pitching to contact. As said, he's going to throw that fastball kind of sink and cut, and then really mixing the other 3 pretty equal, the curve, slider, and change.
Very quietly could have been the best fourth starter in baseball in the second half since June 27th. 2.23 ERA as we check out the defense.
Yeah, first-year All-Star catching him, Omar Narvaez behind the plate, and then going around the infield with Adames, or Urias, sorry, at third, Adames, Wong, and Tellez. As he fouls it off, and then the outfield, same outfield we saw. We watched during BP today, though. Don Kane running a little gingerly, I think, but you know what? In an elimination game, he's in there in center field.
I said hello to him as he was coming out onto the field to check it out, and he kind of turned, but his shoulder all in the same move, like he couldn't really move all that well. And at that point, he hadn't really had a chance to stretch it out. I really thought that he was probably not going to be in the lineup today. And I think that's what he thought. But after working out there with the trainers, they made the decision that he is good to go in this game 4.
He's a little bit old school. You know, he wants in this type of game. So I want to be watching in the dugout.
Crashed into the stanchion in right center field. And ended up having the ball jar loose from his glove. Dansby Swanson will foul this one off to the right. Swanson was not the leadoff hitter in the original lineup. Jorge Soler was at the top of this order, but tested positive for COVID and had to leave the ballpark as a result. Now they're without Soler. That's huge for the Braves.
Yeah, the way the Braves lineup was kind of constructed, he was really a dynamic leadoff hitter.
Swanson to left center field. On the move is Yelich. It's back, and that is going to one hop up and over. It is a double to start the bottom of the first inning for Swanson. To the alley in left center.
You can see he's trying to go more away and kind of pulls it on the inner half. Dansby just lines in that left center gap.
A double to start things here in the bottom of the first inning for Dansby Swanson. Here's Freddie Freeman. Freeman 1 for 8 so far in the series.
Now this is where Freddie Freeman is so good, being able to control his bat, not necessarily just going to give himself up, but definitely knowing he needs a ground ball to that right side of the infield to get the runner over.
Trying to do just what you said there, pulling it foul outside of first.
Talking to him before the game down there, and he was saying he hadn't been feeling great at the plate. Sometimes a pitcher like this, lefty on lefty, kind of trying to sink and cut, can set his sights in that left center gap and really get him back in the zone and going.
Strike two. In the second half, only Julio Urias of the Dodgers with a 1.95 had a better ERA than Lauer. Certainly earned his way to get the start here in game 4.
Here we asked Craig Counsell about it today right off the bat, and you know, he said, look, that's my guy. He's pitched really well the second half. He also kind of dropped the, you can't, if things don't go your way early, this is an elimination game.
All hands on deck. Full count now to Freddie Freeman. Ozzie Albies waiting on deck for the Braves. Gap in right center field for Freddie Freeman as a step or two towards left center for Lorenzo Cain. Reaches out, pops it up, foul ground on the move is Urias by the stands, won't have a play. Back a few rows deep and over the screening. Sun is out here and shadows are somewhat of a factor as we begin this early evening game from Atlanta.
Almost all day overcast. You didn't see it poke out till about an hour ago, but you can see there's definitely some sunspots. I think for the hitters, the thing they're probably most excited about, though, is most of the mound to the plate is kind of in the shade.
Backdrop in the sunshine, the forest out there in center field here at Truist Park. Twirls off the backside, no throw. Dansby Swanson with the rulebook double to start things here. Now a 3-2 to Freddie Freeman. In the air to right center field. Lorenzo Cain, the center fielder, gets himself ready to make the catch. Swanson's going to try it. Here comes the throw, and he will be safe. Throw is off the mark. A good throw, I think, gets him. And Swanson goes in head first and successfully.
Talk about taking a chance. I agree, Don. He got behind this ball, Lorenzo Cain, the way you're supposed to. It just kind of tailed on him at the end. It'd have been bang bang, but good aggressive base running.
Oh, a face plant going into third.
Oh, yeah, he scraped it up good.
Infield in all the way around, and this one carved foul by Ozzie Albies. Bring in the game's first run here in the bottom of the first inning for the Braves.
Well, Ozzie, one of the best hitters from the right side of the plate, hitting .323 with 9 home runs this year. As we've talked about, .307 with runners in scoring position.
Infield in all the way around with Swanson at third and 1 away. Fouled off to the right, out of play.
And let's take a look from home run from the left side of the plate, Don. Complete pull hitter. You see all the home runs left-handed. Well, then you switch around right-handed. You see the blue. Not afraid to go up the middle the other way. More of a complete hitter from that side of the plate.
Feel pretty much straight up here on Ozzie Albies. 2 for 12 in the series for the Braves second baseman. 0-2. Got him. Big strikeout for Lauer. It's out number 2 of the first inning. First strikeout for Lauer.
Wow, he missed a spot. He was trying to go way up above the zone and just threw this one at 95 right by him. Big pitch. Talk about a momentum swing for the Brewers if they can get out of this inning with no runs.
Swanson at third, 2 down. Here's Austin Riley.
Although the way the series has gone, it shouldn't surprise us.
Runs have been tough to come by. Really, both sides didn't go. We'll check with Will Little, first base umpire.
9 runs in 3 games. 7 of those 9 have come via the home run.
Into this series, all we talked about was the starting pitching, and it has lived up every bit of it. This is line down the left field line, and a foul ball. Not much foul ground down that left field line, but he found it. Riley just out ahead. That's where the foul ground really diminishes. You get almost 2/3 of the way down the line. Yelich in the sunshine in left field. That is the Sun Field here at Truist Park. Late afternoon, early evening start from Atlanta. It's ball 2.
And honestly, in left field here at Truist Park, it's not so much, talking to the guys, it's not so much the high fly balls. It's kind of the line drive that, you know, kind of comes in through those little areas up in the, I don't know, what are they called?
The upper deck, between the upper deck and what is sort of a roof.
Whatever that is.
Yeah. Foul tipped into the catcher's mitt, 2-2.
That's where you tend to see people put their glove up and really have a tough time.
I can see that area from here. Yeah, the top deck is covered by a roof, and it's that area, and there's the sun.
Yeah. Whatever that's called, it's tough.
That's it. Dansby Swanson's at third base with 2 outs in the inning. And it's popped up foul off to the right, out of play. .33 home runs during the regular season for Austin Riley. A .303 average, 107 runs batted in, and a magnificent second half. They've been chanting MVP from time to time here in Atlanta. Anytime he has come to the plate. In the conversation anyway. As he backs out.
Well, I think you're looking at the MVP for the Atlanta Braves for this year, for sure.
No question.
With losing some of those guys they've lost, for him to step up and take that cleanup spot.
Ball 3.
That was a close pitch. Good layoff. The way he caught it might have hurt him.
Full count with Swanson at third base. Fly ball right field. Avisail Garcia's got room. Shy of the track will make the catch. It ends the inning. The Braves leave Swanson at third. Scoreless after 1.
Look at today's game odds powered by DraftKings Sportsbook. Earlier today, DraftKings Sportsbook worked with BR Betting to boost the no-run first inning odds, Don, from -110 to +100. And as you can see, it's because Morton and Lauer, no runs. They had to sweat this one out a little bit, but if you did, 4 games in a row. 0 for 6 runners in scoring position combined with the teams in the first.
Unbelievable. As we move along to the second inning, Luis Urias will lead it off for Milwaukee against Charlie Morton. To throw 22 first inning pitches, worked his way around a first and second nobody out situation. And he was able to strike out Yelich, got Garcia to ground out to third, Tellez to strike out, and get out of it unscathed. So it makes Milwaukee 0 for 19 with runners in scoring position. Now the Braves not all that much better. They are 2 for 20 in the series with runners in scoring position. Some quick math. You ready? 2 for 39.
Wow.
The two teams with runners in scoring position.
Where'd you go to college?
Northeastern University. Urias, Narvaez, and Kane featured here in the second inning. Now Charlie Morton has started a potential series clinching game. Also doing so with the Pirates in 2013, the NLDS. The Astros in 17 in the ALDS and the ALCS in 17. The Rays in 2019 World Series and the 2020 ALCS. It's amazing. This one is up the middle, and to the backhand goes Albies. His throw in time.
Take a look back in the first inning. He's kind of saying, look, see that? To right-handed hitters, just even Urias this last inning kind of hung, whereas these left-handed hitters, look at that, really sharp back foot. It'll be something to kind of keep an eye on these right-handed hitters. If they get a hanger, can they take advantage?
One out here in the second inning, 4 in a row retired by Charlie Morton, and it brings up Omar Narvaez. 2 for 5 in the series so far is Narvaez. Catcher who had 11 home runs during the regular season and drove in 49. A shift on him.
He had a beautiful at bat in the 5th inning yesterday against Ian Anderson when he fouled off a couple of changeups and then shot one down the left field line for that double to set up second and third with nobody out.
In this particular shift, Austin Riley, the third baseman for the Atlanta Braves, is out on the short lawn in right field. And only Dansby Swanson is on the left side. He's about equidistant between second and third. On the ground to him, right at him to the backhand. Swanson's throwing plenty of time, 2 down. Narvaez does not run well, 2 away. Trying to go the other way on the shift, but right at him.
Right, you sit there and look where Ozzie Albies is, and you say to yourself, there's 120 feet of room, and Narvaez just happened to hit it right at him.
5 in a row now retired by Charlie Morton. Takes us to Lorenzo Cain. 1 for 9 in the series. Crashed into the fence in right center field yesterday. Was questionable for today's game. A sore neck and shoulder area, but he's good to go and going to battle his way through. And bats for the first time in this game 4 of the NLDS.
It's a rare cutter from Charlie Morton. See him sprinkle that pitch and the changeup in every once in a while.
He did have a series of injuries during the regular season. Strained right quad left quad, was 17 games that time. Strained right hamstring, missed 46 games with that. And you can see they have taped up the neck and shoulder areas.
Remember when he got up as they ran out there, he kind of was feeling that collarbone, shoulder back there. He hit that ball hard. I mean, he was going full speed. Man, had the ball in his glove till he hit the ground.
Wraps it foul, and that seemed to hurt. Here was a collision with the wall, and the wall got the better of it.
Man, it go a long ways. He was shaded to left center.
The ball in the glove, but it came out after rattling off the wall. 2-2. Line to left field, and that's in for a base hit for Lorenzo Cain. Well, he winced after the swing before and was in some pain, but he's feeling no pain now.
And that was on that curveball again to a right-handed hitter. Take a look. See, it kind of just spins enough. Still a great pitch, don't get me wrong, but Adames, the same thing. And where this gets big, just the fact that with the pitcher coming up, you clear the pitcher for the next inning. If he makes an out, I'll give him a chance.
Two outs, Cain at first, and here is Lauer. Was 4 for 26 during the regular season at the plate. 154 average, but that did include a home run. Freddie Freeman trying to help out the neck and shoulder area of Cain.
Two players right there have played at a high level for a long time.
Runner goes, and the pitch is a strike and no throw. Stolen base for Lorenzo Cain into scoring position with 2 down.
He couldn't even really try. I mean, Cain took off before Morton even threw. Good job by d'Arnaud just hanging on.
Now there are jumps, and then there's that. I mean,
Yeah.
he was basically to second base. So d'Arnaud just put it in his pocket as he'll come back to strike out Lauer anyway. Ends the inning as the Brewers leave a runner at second. We're scoreless in game 4. Authentic on-field caps, tees, hoodies, and more. Get all your postseason gear and wear what the champs wear at the official source, MLBshop.com. It's to the last of the second inning from Truist Park in Atlanta. It's game 4 of the National League Division Series. And it's Adam Duvall, Jock Peterson, and Travis d'Arnaud. 4, 5, and 6. As Duvall 2 for 11 in the series. We'll lead it off. He had 38 home runs during the regular season, 113 runs batted in. That led the National League. But has been relatively quiet in the postseason. The exception of a base running gaffe, unfortunately, for the Braves yesterday, but it wasn't costly in the end.
No, and that's, I know for him, I'm sure the big sigh of relief is that exactly that. They won 3-0.
Bloop to left center field. Incoming is Yelich, and he'll dive. Can't get it. It's behind him. Cain will back him up. And it's a single to start things in the second inning for Adam Duvall.
And that's a play, Don, where the sun might have messed with Yelich a little bit. A late jump. I don't know if he thought he hit this great, but he did not get a great jump. Yelich, good speed still. Tipped off his glove.
Cain was there to back him up, and there's a look at what Yelich sees out there. Peering through the top part of the upper deck.
He's basically the last one left in left field that has to worry about the sun today.
He's it.
Yep.
Last rays of sunshine are in left. And right now into the bullpen area. Right now he's in the shadows. He's kind of moved over with the left-handed hitting Jock Peterson. Getting his first start of the series. He's come off the bench in dramatic fashion to hit 2 home runs in the series and to put together 3 hits. He's 3 for 3 as a pinch hitter. Playing about straight up in the infield. Tardy on that. Let's take a look at today's odds powered by DraftKings Sportsbook. Well, Jock Peterson hit a home run. Yes, plus 500. No, minus 800. He's got 2 home runs already in this series, and yesterday was all the runs. A 3-run shot for Jock Peterson.
That was in 3 at bats. He's going to get 4 today.
One and 2. Curveball that time.
Really good off-speed pitch. A lot of what Jock has squared up, we've seen fastballs elevated.
Foul back to the screen. Eric Lauer, a guy who came over with Luis Urias from the San Diego Padres in a deal that saw Zach Davies leave Milwaukee, a very popular pitcher, and Trent Grisham, who had just arrived on the scene, who went on to be a Gold Glove center fielder for the Padres. And for quite some time, it wasn't a deal that really looked all that good for the Brewers. Right now, it's looking pretty good with Urias having a great season offensively. And for Craig Counsell, he starts Eric Lauer in Game 4. Fly ball headed to left center. This time Yelich has got a beat on it. Over and under to make the catch for out number 1. With more on Eric Lauer, let's check in with Matt Weiner.
Well, in Eric Lauer's world, the words Don and Frenchie are using to describe his pitches don't make sense because Lauer has his own special nomenclature for his arsenal. He calls his 4-seam fastball a zoom ball, his cutter is a riser, the slider is a bullet, curveball, spin ball. Pitching coach Chris Hook calls Lauer a, quote, unique kid who doesn't think like most ball players. The alternate names help him better relate to how his pitches move. Hook says he had to learn to meet him where he is to work with him. By the way, Lauer is still looking for something to call his changeup, which is still, for the moment, a changeup. And Don, now that you know, I fully expect you to adjust accordingly as long as Lauer is on the mound today.
If you could leave that list up, it would really help out a lot.
I don't have a great memory. I remember bullet.
Yeah.
I saw a bullet in there.
There was a spin ball, too. 1 out, 1 on as Darno, the veteran catcher, 1 for 10 in the series. He has caught every game so far in this series for the Braves. They went through 8 different catchers during the regular season. That was part of the injury. We talk so much about the outfield and how they changed the outfield 3 times. But the catching situation was very fluid for Brian Snitker.
Yeah, well, you had obviously Travis d'Arnaud go down early. 3.5 months he missed. So William Contreras, just a lot of different. Jeff Mathis.
Stephen Vogt.
Yeah, Jonathan Lucroy for a little bit. So they kind of went through it.
Wealth of postseason experience for d'Arnaud. 32 career games coming in the postseason. Hits it on the ground, foul outside of third.
They had that nice run back in 15 with the Mets when they went to the World Series.
Showed a monster NLDS at the plate versus Miami last year. They went 6 for 10 in that division series. As you mentioned, missing a total of 86 games this year. Torn ligaments in his left thumb. May 2nd, didn't come back until August 11th.
Well, you can see Lauer, and Jordy Time lives at 92, 93. Hasn't pitched since the last day of the season. A little amped up. We're seeing 95s.
Did he go? No, he did not. They check with Will Little, and that's ball 4. First walk handed out by Eric Lauer.
Don't have the plate, but just up. You can see it's above the letters. And with that cutter.
Two on, one away, and here comes Guillermo Heredia. First start of this series, and it is part of the positive test for COVID that Jorge Soler had take place prior to the ball game that gets Heredia into this lineup. He takes over in center field, and they moved Duvall over to left field.
Well, Heredia for 3.5 months really played center field every day for this Atlanta Braves team.
We talked a lot about the Brewers struggling with runners in scoring position. Well, the Atlanta Braves are just 2 for 20 in that category. It's after a regular season that saw them third in Major League Baseball at 267. There's just something different about the postseason, and quite frankly, there's something different about the pitching staff they're facing here in the Milwaukee Brewers. They're good.
They've done a great job. Burns, Woodruff, Peralta yesterday for 4 innings, and you know it's a strong bullpen down there, and so hence the 2 for 20, 0 for 20 on the other side. So that's, I mean, that's been honestly the storyline of this series. Braves are up 2-1, but both teams really have had trouble getting the big hit.
In the dirt, and nicely blocked by Narvaez, able to keep it in front of him. No advance for the base runner. So Duvall back to second, Darno back to first with 1 out. Heredia fouling it back to the screen, evens it at 2-2, and there is 94 that time from Lauer. So you're right, the velocity has been up, feeling pretty strong right now with all that time off.
What's interesting though, these first 2 innings have gone a little different than the first 3 games early on. Starters really dominated early on.
Yep.
And they're dealing with a little more traffic here today.
Having to throw a lot more pitches here today.
But you wonder if we see that as the series went on.
2-2 from Lauer. Bloop to shallow left. Incoming is Yelich. He'll make the running catch. And he can turn this into a double play as they flip to second base. And often trying to score from second was Duvall. He was 2 bases away. So they turn that into a double play. And out of the jam is Lauer. A misread there for Adam Duvall. Leads to a double play. Scoreless.
There was 1 out because he read the ball. He just thought that ball was going to drop. And funny again, bottom of the second inning, another little base running mistake for the Atlanta Braves.
Top of the order, Colton Wong will take strike 1. I mean, isn't the rule of thumb there to go halfway between second and third and kind of just wait to see what happens out there?
Yeah, and look, I think with Charlie Morton on deck, he's probably thinking, I need to score right here.
They run themselves right out of another inning.
But here Charlie Morton comes back this inning, left-handed hitter, 2 curveballs in a row to start him, and gets 0-2.
Long hit by a pitch in the first inning. Nope. Hitting his second look at Charlie Morton. Had to throw 22 first inning pitches and has now thrown 40 as he works to his first hitter of the third inning. He is back on 3 days rest. Wong, Adames, and Yelich, top 3 hitters in the Brewers order. Brewers have been held to 2 hits, and mentioned Wong getting hit by a pitch. The 3 base runners to reach. Fouls that one off. We'll do it again, 2-2. Fouled it off himself as well, taking a little stroll out of the batter's box.
I think back to the ball thing real quick. A lot of times you'll see guys take that chance, but usually it's a little bit closer where a guy dives for that ball. It seemed Yelich had that pretty easy.
In the air, down the left field line, foul. What's your guess? Does he go to Brian Snitker after the game like he did yesterday and say, yep, I know I did it? I don't know.
It's just funny because you watch Adam Duvall all these years and you just, you know, he's a smart baseball player. You don't see that. Brian Snitker told us sometimes in these games, you know, guys kind of just do something. And I understand the thinking. With Morton on deck, you want to try to possibly score. But like I said, I thought the read, you know, already hit that better than he thought, I guess.
That is strike 3. 4th strikeout for Charlie Morton, first out of the 3rd inning. In between innings, we had the chance to catch up with the Brewers manager, Craig Counsell. Craig Counsell joins us, and Craig, I got to ask you a little bit about so far offensively. Again, you're getting some chances, but still not able to break through with that big hit yet.
Yeah, what I like is that we put some pressure on Morton the first 2 innings, got runners in scoring position. We haven't broken through yet, and obviously it's going to have to happen, but putting a little pressure on him.
Outside of Dansby Swanson, Lauer's done a good job of getting weak contact. You got to like the way he's throwing the ball.
Yeah, he's pitching just like we expect. There's, you know, it's kind of gets a little bit in on the barrel, and there's some lazy fly balls, and that's when you know he's doing good, and he's up in the zone. He's doing a really nice job.
All right, thanks to Craig Counsell for joining us in between innings. He has been great with us. There have been some tough questions for him to answer, just because he's as frustrated as anybody with all these chances the Brewers have had, not had the big hit, and we thank him for doing everything he's done with us. On the ground down the third baseline, foul.
Well, I'll have to agree with his assessment. The first 2 innings so far.
Yep.
The Brewers definitely some better at bats. They're getting opportunities, but again, credit Charlie Morton. Whenever he's had to make a pitch today, he's done it. 3-2 to Wong with that curveball. He's just tough. That's why you saw them bring him back on 3 days rest.
And quite frankly, the Braves do not want to go back to Milwaukee. I mean, they'd like to wrap this thing up right here, right now. Absolutely.
Look, you know you got Max Fried, who's pitched well, but you know you're also going up there to their place to face Corbin Burns.
Adames single to left field in the first, has 1 of 2 Milwaukee hits, and that didn't miss by a lot, but it did miss. If you're wondering about the velocity of Morton, it's just fine. It's been 97, 98. Back on the 3 days rest. By him. Back-to-back strikeouts for Morton. He's got 5 in all.
Right here, just rears back, fastball low and away. Not much Adames can do except try to foul that pitch off. That's what Charlie is so dynamic. Even when he misses his spot, fastball's got a lot of life on it.
2 down in the 3rd, and that brings up Christian Yelich. Struck out swinging in the 1st inning. Strike call.
And the longer this goes for scoreless streak for the Brewers, you tend to think, Don, this could start to get mental. Where, I mean, you know, all they're hearing about it every single day here for this postseason, the last 3-4 days.
Down and in, 1-2.
They have done. They've made Morton throw some pitches. He's at 53 pitches. I thought you might see somewhere in the neighborhood of 65 to 70 pitches possibly be a good benchmark for him today.
We're looking at a situation where Morton, Fried, and Anderson have combined to allow 2 runs in 3+ games of this series. Coming in, the ERA 1.06 in 17 innings for the starters for the Atlanta Braves in the NLDS. 2-2. On the ground to third. To the backhand is Riley. Plants and throws. Inning over. 2.5 done from Atlanta in game 4. We're scoreless. Brian Snitker. Brian, wow, so far so good. Charlie Morton looking very good today.
Looks real good. I mean, ball's coming out great. So we'll just, you know, he'll lead off. We'll check with him after every inning and see where he's at.
Offensively, had a couple chances first 2 innings. What's Lauer doing? What are these hitters talking about?
I don't know. They ain't talking to me about anything. You know, I think it's just probably seeing him the first time. Probably haven't seen him in a while, and I think just getting an at-bat under their belt next time around. Hopefully, you know, we'll put something together.
Thanks. Nobody's talking to Brian Snitker about what they see from Eric Lauer.
No, apparently not. Well, even the one before, you saw Craig Counsell laughing. You know, you get a chance to hang out with these 2 managers, and they're both great baseball.
Awesome.
Man. A lot of fun.
It has been so much fun in this series to spend our daily chats with them. And they're both great characters, and they're great managers as well.
Well, and when you're down there talking to them in the dugout, that's one thing. Last year, remember, we were out in L.A. doing the game, and you Zoom, you don't get that interaction.
Right.
And both these guys have been very open, very upfront with their plans, and, you know, makes our job easier.
0-2 pitcher to Morton is on the ground to shortstop. And up with it on the throw is Adames to retire Morton for the first out of the inning. Well, with Dansby Swanson coming up, this is TBS Total Motion presented by Progressive. That's Dansby's face into the dirt. Kind of a dirt sandwich, if you will.
He got himself good.
His lip, a little bit of blood there, a little bit of blood on his nose as well after popping up, but he's okay now. It's a tough slide, though. Ended up being left at third base, which did not help matters either. And not sure what's up here, as Lauer has just turned and gone off the backside of the mound, something in his eye. Looks like the trainer's going to head out and check on him. It's like a bug may have fallen into his eye.
Yeah, I thought I could read him say a bug.
Yep. It's good to go, apparently, and he is set here as he works into his 3rd inning. Has 1 out in the 3rd. And is 45 pitches deep into his outing. Talk a lot about Lauer and his success in the second half. Ironically, his last outing didn't go well. 5 earned runs in his last start of the year. That was against the Dodgers in L.A. at Dodger Stadium. That was the last time he was on the mound. Just kind of finished on a bad note. But has pitched very well here today in the division series.
Well, his defense, I'll say this, it's tough that last series of the year when you know you've made the playoffs, you know what's coming ahead. Just the adrenaline. I mean, I guarantee if you go back and watch his stuff, it was nothing like you're seeing today.
Dansby Swanson with a double to the gap in left center field. His first time up. I think his second look at Lauer, and as Brian Snitker pointed out to you in between innings, the second time through may be a little bit different, having not seen him the first time really all that much. Now we'll see what kind of adjustments the Braves hitters make.
Yeah, I think when this game's going to get really interesting, it's going to be about the 5th, 6th, 7th, when you see how each manager is going to bridge the middle part of the game.
Yeah, is it other starters or is it guys from the pen? That's the question.
Now, when I said they were open with us, they've been open with us about almost everything except that.
A few things.
Yeah, they wouldn't give us anything there.
You weren't buying what Craig was selling in game one, that Hader was not going to go more than an inning either.
I was not in game one.
No.
He proved me wrong, but I'm still not buying it for game 4 now.
Foul back, and we'll do it again, 1-2. So a total of 55 pitches for Charlie Morton through the first 3. Just hit for himself. And plans on coming back out for another inning. And that really is what Brian Snitker told us for the game. They were hoping for 4. Anything beyond that is a plus. We'll see. I mean, the velocity's been there.
Both these managers keep a close eye on their pitchers, but you probably have a script. But at the same time, if these guys are putting up zeros, it's tough not to let them keep going back out there. And if it does anything, it helps you late in the game.
Let it roll.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we saw last night in the Tampa Bay game. Colin McHugh
stuck to the script.
18 pitches, 2 innings, and you go to someone else. And that's the only thing. The more that door opens down there, the more likely someone's going to come in and not have good stuff.
Nope. Very close, but it is away.
Tried to backdoor it real close, just off the plate.
8th pitch of this plate appearance coming up for Dansby Swanson with 1 out in the 3rd. Rip foul out ahead and by the Tarparian.
That's about the 3rd cutter we've seen the Braves square up, but give Lauer credit, it's in off the plate and they can't keep it fair right now.
Center fielder Lorenzo Cain towards right center. Lots of green grass in left center. 3-2. Got him. Second strikeout for Lowry. Strikes out Swanson for out number 2 of the 3rd inning.
Well, he threw this curveball at the perfect time. You got a lot of fastballs, cutters, and then you throw something at 79 down in the zone. What a pitch.
Brings up Freddie Freeman. His second look at Eric Lauer today. Freeman flied out to center field in the 1st.
We talked about Lauer the second half. Had a great second half. For him, he just overshadowed in the fact that you got Corbin Burns, Woodruff, and Freddie Peralta on the staff.
Yeah, he's number 4.
Yeah.
See the shift right now for Freeman, who carves it foul. I want to remind you to follow all the action of the postseason with the MLB app. From real-time tracking of every pitch to in-depth analysis of the games. Download the MLB app today to make this postseason major. It's been a great postseason so far, this edition of the 2021 postseason. And a fly ball blooped down the left field line. Yelich won't get there. It's a fair ball. Heading for 2 is Freeman. The throw goes there and it's late. Good aggressive base running by Freeman. Did not hesitate. Has himself a 2-out double.
He told us before this game, I'm going to try to work the ball to left field. He let it get deep. Obviously not hit hard at all. Perfect placement. But great base running by Freddie Freeman. Knowing Yelich had to go a long way. Good aggressive slide.
Today's base cam is presented by T-Mobile, the leader in 5G coverage. Covering up our base cam coming in was Freddie Freeman. He's at second with 2 down. Here's Ozzie Albies. Strike 1. And it was a cutter. Next pitch will be the 60th for Eric Lauer of his outing through 2 2/3. Braves have been pretty patient with him, and the Braves are a very aggressive hitting team, but approach has been a little different today as Albies now down 0-2.
Well, you see where Narvaez is asking for it up. Last time he threw it that, got away with it. But he's really coming with the heat at Ozzie Albies right now. Not really mixing anything in other than that cutter fastball to a guy that was second in the NL in extra base hits.
I feel pretty much straight away here on Albies. Power to all fields. A guy who had 30 home runs during the regular season, 106 runs batted in. 2 for 13 in this NLDS. Popped up right side, and it's Rowdy Tellez who steps into foul ground and makes the catch that sends us to the 4th inning in Game 4 of the NLDS without a score.
Every single day, 'cause I love my occupation. Hey, hey, hey.
As we start the 4th inning with Charlie Morton back on the mound for the Braves, and it's a cliche, but after essentially treading water as a big league starter for the first 9 seasons of his career, Morton really is happy just to be here in moments like this. He says there are only so many chances you get to start a playoff game. He said there's so many guys he's known, respected, and never had that chance. Quote, it's not a normal thing to get so many chances. Don, he's got a chance to get the Braves back to the NLCS.
He does indeed. Here's a line drive base hit off the bat of Avisaíl Garcia to begin things here in the 4th inning, and that is the 3rd Brewers hit. It's amazing how he has really blossomed towards the end of his career, this late in his career pitching as well as he is.
It really is, and he's a guy that continues to get better and better, and that's why the Atlanta Braves brought him back on a 1-year deal at $20 million for 2022. And Garcia finally gets a first pitch that he can handle and lines it to left field.
A ringing single for Garcia starts things in the 4th, and here is Rowdy Tellez. Struck out swinging in the first, one of 5 Ks for Charlie Morton. With toss over and Garcia back to the bag.
Now, first time through the order, Charlie versus Rowdy Tellez, 3 curveballs in a row for the strikeout. So we'll see. He remembers that fastball he threw to him in Milwaukee.
Tellez with a 2-run home run in Game 1. It was the difference. The Brewers able to take Game 1 2-1. They're in a shift, but they keep it tight to the infield. The double play scenario in order. The right side of the Braves infield. Fly ball in the air to right field as Jock Peterson moves over. Has plenty of room and makes the catch for out number 1.
It was almost like he was waiting on that curveball. Just got under it and out front a little bit.
So Rowdy Tellez out number 1 of the 4th inning. Luis Urias coming up here now. Third baseman who has been starting over Eduardo Escobar. And they've elected to go with Urias, who had 23 home runs during the regular season, 75 runs batted in. And of course, Escobar, one of the guys that they picked up. But Escobar has been on the bench.
I think Craig Counsell's trying to find a way to get any sort of offense. Urias, 23 home runs on the year and 75 RBIs.
Starts that Escobar has had, and there's been one, was at first base. A position that he really has not played very much of in the major league level. Urias now 2 for 8 in the series. He grounded out Ozzie Albies at second base in the 2nd inning. This one thrown away. Freddie Freeman will run it down. Running to second base is Garcia. Throw goes there, and he will stay on the bag. Able to keep that foot on the bag and get second base on the errant throw over to first base.
Yeah, Freddie Freeman had no chance at that ball. Ball actually came back to Freeman really quick. And good job by Garcia right here to keep that toe on the bag.
It's an E1. It's Garcia into scoring position. So here we go again for the Brewers. They've got a runner in scoring position. Oh for 20 with 22 left on base in this series. And they come up with a timely hit finally here in game 4 of the series. Jesse Chavez is up in the pen for Atlanta. We have our first answer about who may be coming in as far as next behind Morton.
Threw a quick clean inning at 6th inning yesterday for the Braves. 7-8 pitches.
And we thought he may be coming back, but he didn't. 2-0. 3-0.
Well, and right now I think the concern is where he's missing with that. You know, you feel like when you get tired that arm drops down there because everything, 3 straight curveballs now. Urias all inside off the plate.
Dragging a little bit.
Just kind of backing up, yeah.
Back on 3 days rest to make this start in game 4. And 61 pitches deep here into his outing. 3-0 taking a strike. Five strikeouts for Charlie Morton through 3 1/3 innings. Abasail Garcia at second base with 1 out in the 4th. That's ball 4. And the first walk allowed by Charlie Morton in his outing. Looks like Rick Kranitz, the pitching coach, heading out there to talk to Morton and buy some time here for Chavez to get more work.
And you can see this series where all these pitches have come, and you see, I mean, you got 12-11 right in the middle of the zone that they've gotten some pitches to hit. And whether it's a strikeout, fly out, 2 double plays, and they're waiting for that big hit. First inning today didn't happen. Now 1st and 2nd, 1 out again with the all-star from this year, Narvaez, at the plate. And I would think Charlie Morton now, he's at a batter-to-batter type deal.
Omar Narvaez coming up here. Garcia at second, Urias at first, 1 out in the Brewers' 4th inning. Well, during the regular season, Narvaez with runners in scoring position at .289 average. Total of 24 hits, 32 RBIs.
Get the feeling they might be trying to drive that pitch count up the way they've done it. 15 hitters today, 13 have taken the first pitch.
Does this time as well and takes it away for ball 1. Second look for Narvaez against Morton. Grounded out to shortstop in the 2nd inning. Went around, I believe. Yes, he did. 1-1. Tony Randazzo, home plate umpire, didn't need to check. Made the call himself.
I think he got a 1-0 count and had made his mind up that he was about to get something good to go on. Charlie threw a hammer.
Garcia at second base, Urias at first, 1 out in the Milwaukee 4th inning. Ball 2. Baez an all-star for the first time in his career. after a 300 first half. Second only to Buster Posey in the first half among catchers. And Narvaez actually replaced him on the roster. Strike call. Not sure it was, but it's 2-2.
After 3 curveballs, and that's the other sign. You start missing your spots pretty good. Charlie might have caught a break on that pitch.
Garcia at second, Urias at first, 1 out. Braves country back up again. Foul back, and we'll do it again.
That's one thing that has not dropped yet, is his velocity on that fastball. We've seen 96, 97 all afternoon.
Line to left center field. That's in for a base hit. Avisail Garcia is coming around from second base. Here comes the throw plateward. He will be safe. And the Brewers take a 1-0 lead. Finally get a big hit with a runner in scoring position. And driving it in is Narvaez. He ends up at second base with the throw plateward, and the Brewers take a 1-0 lead.
I'm saying Garcia waiting to see if this ball came, almost got thrown out at home plate. Credit Narvaez. Look at that, just takes it over. He had to freeze for a second. But just gets that left hand in there and leave it to the All-Star to break things open for the Milwaukee Brewers.
That's going to be the night for Charlie Morton, who goes 3 1/3 on 3 days rest, and he leaves to the applause of the Braves fans, but he departs responsible for 2 men on, and with the Brewers on top 1-0. By Roman, and what's next is Jesse Chavez.
Yeah, we saw Jesse Chavez come in, throw a quick inning yesterday, strike thrower. And right here, another big moment for the Milwaukee Brewers. You got the 1 run. You finally broke open the runners in scoring position. 0 for 20 now, 1 for 21. You have a chance to add another run or two.
Lorenzo Cain coming up here with Urias at third base, Narvaez at second, and a run in. Infield in on the right side, and Swanson, who came up with a huge play yesterday about halfway on the left side at shortstop, and he saved a run. Swinging a foul tip for strike 1.
Well, and Urias at third, you just saw him really, when he swung, kind of take off. Yesterday, second and third, no outs. They weren't going on contact. I got to imagine right now he's going on contact.
Welcome those of you watching the end of the White Sox season. The Houston Astros have won the ALDS 10-1. Don Orsillo, Jeff Francoeur, and Matt Weiner with you from Atlanta. It's game 4 of the NLDS, and a liner into center field for Cain. Coming from third base is Urias. Narvaez will stop at third, and the Brewers will take a 2-0 lead. Lorenzo Cain, with his second hit of the ball game, drives in the second Milwaukee run.
Cain, good piece of hitting. Second hit of the day for a guy that wasn't necessarily sure was going to play. Like they say sometimes, it comes in bunches once you break it open.
We wondered if we would see a pinch hitter here for Lauer. We are not. Lauer's going to hit for himself, and is already squaring. He will drop it down. Staying at third base is Narvaez. The sacrifice is complete with Cain taking second, and Lauer retired.
Again, it would have been interesting to see if Cain didn't get the job done, if they would have pinch hit. And I think after yesterday, only getting 4 innings from your starter today through 3, I think he had no choice but to send Lauer back out there. And the way he's pitching.
So That puts Narvaez still at third and Kane into scoring position at second. Flips the order over and brings up Colton Wong. 2 runs charged to Charlie Morton, who's still responsible for Narvaez, who's at third base. With the second out, the infield can now back up as Wong takes ball 1. It's hit by a pitch in the first inning. Struck out looking in the third inning. Second and third with 2 away.
That's it.
2-0. That was amazing. First 20 at bats, 0 hits with runners in scoring position. Now 2 in their last 2 at bats, and it is a 2-0 advantage. But it's kind of been station to station base running. Not been able to score multiple runs on any of these hits, one at a time so far. But a chance here to do more damage. Three and 0.
All day today, that low strike not getting called on both sides. We've seen some good pitches.
There's a strike. 3-1. Jesse Chavez pitching in his 14th major league season, 19 in the second stint with the Atlanta Braves. He was the opener for Drew Smiley in the last 3 starts of the regular season. Ball 4, and the bases are filled with Brewers. First walk allowed by Chavez. The second of the inning allowed by Braves pitching.
Now for Chavez there, even with the hot hitting Adames up, you had a base open, and once you fell behind 3-1, you didn't necessarily have to give him something to hit. But Adames, 25 home runs on the year, and as you can see, can hit with power to any part of the field. Left center, center, and right center.
Here he is with the bases loaded. Fouls the first one back for strike 1. Jumped on it. Milwaukee Brewers have never had a postseason grand slam. The shift employed here on the left side by the Braves. Swing and a miss, and it's 0-2. Adames coming out of his shoes there on that cutter.
Well, Craig Counsell told us this was kind of the part of the game he wanted, was the middle relief for Atlanta. He said we faced the big 3 starters, and then of course their big 3 in the bullpen. You need to get to that middle part. Well, here's their chance.
(0-2) to Adames. Omar Narvaez at third base. Lorenzo Cain at second. Colton Wong is at first. 2 outs, 2 runs in already for the Brewers here in the 4th inning. Thomas chops it foul outside of third. Will do it again. Three hits in this inning so far for Milwaukee. A couple walks handed out by Braves pitching. That is strike 3. Adames goes looking. They leave him loaded, but the Brewers finally come through with some timely hitting. They get 2 runs and lead it 2-0. Stay tuned for a message brought to you by DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of MLB. to the fourth inning at Truist Park in Atlanta, where the Milwaukee Brewers in Game 4 have taken a 2-0 lead. They get a pair of runs in the top of the fourth, and it's on to the bottom of the fourth inning. Long wait for Lauer. His first pitch is a called strike to Austin Riley, who leads it off here for the Braves in the fourth inning. That is 62 pitches now for Lauer. It's Riley, Duvall, and Peterson expected in the inning for Atlanta.
And we saw the sac bunt wondering yesterday. Craig Counsell pulls Freddie Peralta today. I think 6 innings is a lot to ask from your bullpen.
Out ahead of this, sending it a long way foul.
111 off the bat. That cutter goes a long way, but as I continue to say, it's tough to keep that pitch fair.
Riley fly to right his first time up. Sun is setting off to the right this early evening start time in Game 4 of the NLDS. Line to left field. That's in for a base hit for Austin Riley. Christian Yelich will get it back in, but a single starts the bottom of the fourth inning for the Braves. Trying to come up with some sort of answer for the 2 runs the Brewers put together.
Now gets a curveball, waits on it nice, and turns on it to left field. You're talking between innings, Don. I said Brian Snitker told us this morning at some point my offense has got to show up. You know, we keep talking about the Brewers and runners in scoring position. He's like, you know, we've been one of the most prolific offenses this year in the National League, and they've been held at bay.
You think about it, really, yesterday, the Jock Peterson 3-run home run, that was it. From an offensive standpoint, a throw over, and Riley back to the bag. Rowdy Tellez holding on. Austin Riley at first base after the leadoff single, and Lauer just backs off, looks him back now.
Eric Young down there talking with the umpire.
See there, thinking that's a balk?
Absolutely, he was.
Conversation continuing. Brian Snitker is now going to come out and get involved. He's talking about the plane to that 40 feet, 45-degree angle.
Of that foot, yeah.
Yeah.
Thinks it definitely went across.
Lauer has had this problem in the past as far as balks go. He's got such a good move that some feel it's illegal.
Eric Young, usually not animated either. Obviously not happy with that call.
Alfonso Marquez, the crew chief, is the right field line umpire. Came down to join that conversation and quiet things down, and back to baseball we go. Riley with a lead at first. Duvall pops it up. Foul ground over as the catcher Narvaez, and he can't make the catch, but Urias does. The third baseman was right in the neighborhood and makes the grab before it hits the grass. How about that? Narvaez has it go off his glove, and his third baseman Urias is there to recover. 1 down.
Wow. Look at this.
Oh, and the Braves are going to challenge this. That may have hit the dirt first. May have trapped that. I think he may have.
It looks like it, doesn't it?
Yep. It is being challenged by Brian Snitker.
About to ask you if you've ever scored one F2-5.
No, not. Sure looked like it bounced.
It did, didn't it?
So no play. Call is overturned.
I don't think it's overturned. It's not overturned. They're saying
they have not overturned it apparently because they went over to Brian Snitker to tell him, and he's trying to figure this out. I mean, they've all seen it on the big board, and they've seen the hop. I mean, I don't think there's
clearly
much
hits
doubt.
the ground. Yeah.
I'm not understanding this.
Yeah, I mean, you clearly see it hit the ground.
On all angles so far.
They've called him out.
They have called him out.
Wow.
Call stands. Call stands.
I mean, they even put it up on the big board here, Don, that the call was overturned. And when I started wondering was the fact that he was going to talk to him. Usually they tell you right away. Wow.
Braves fans not pleased. And they've got a real good case not to be.
Yeah, I just, you know, that's where you wish it was almost football where they'd explain to you.
I mean, there's nothing else that it could be. One out, and Riley at first, and a swing and a miss here for Jock Peterson. Unless I'm missing something, there is no way that he fielded that cleanly without it hitting the dirt. Popped up. Foul ground. Over is Tellez, and he will make the catch for out number 2. Now, there could be one possibility here is that is not reviewable.
A reviewable play. That's the only thing I can guess because to me you saw
in front of the bases.
Yeah, that
first and third, and so it's unreviewable. But the only problem is is that they did review it. Well, they went onto the headsets.
My guess is, for whatever reason they went over there, and my guess is they were probably told this isn't reviewable.
Right.
And I think that's what Alfonso Marquez went over to tell Brian Snitker instead of just saying right away he's out.
Review it.
It's not past the bases.
Right. So it is not reviewable, and that is the reason. Because had it been, there is no way that play would have stood. And begs the question, why really isn't that a reviewable play?
Yeah, that's the whole. I agree. There's so many different things that you see at different times. Look, it's really close. Don't get me wrong. But right there, you see it tips his glove, hits the ground, and into it real quick.
And then he catches it.
Yeah, but not reviewable. That's what you talk about this game. I heard Adam Wainwright the other night on the White Sox Cardinals or White Sox Astros game, talking about how you see stuff. I mean, we saw the Renfroe play at Fenway, the Grandal, now this.
Two outs, Riley at first. And the complexion of this inning has changed pretty dramatically. Trap play in the infield, fair or foul. Non-reviewable. And That truly was a trap play.
That's why we saw Marquez come over to tell Braves manager.
I'm just not sure why some of those shouldn't be reviewed.
Yeah, I mean that's the old question.
Something as
Playoffs
clear
like
as that.
Yeah.
Change a game. Ball 4. Travis d'Arnaud is on with 2 down.
Well, if you think about it too, through all that time, you saw Craig Counsell come out asking for Lauer to throw the ball. Yeah, it was a little bit of a delay for him.
Yes.
You think about it between Eric Young kind of arguing the balk play at first, and then that, I mean, it's had quite a bit of time to stand on that mound.
First and second, 2 down. And here comes Heredia. Fly out to left, turned into a double play back in the second inning. At second is Riley. At first is d'Arnaud with 2 down here in the 4th.
Talk about Soler having to miss now with COVID. This is a situation where usually you have Dansby Swanson coming up.
Mo Heredia instead, and that one hits him. Will load the bases. And let's see here as Counsell is want to take a look at this. Hit off that guard on his elbow. Definitely hit him. He was trying to get out of the way, so there's not that either. No challenge. Bases loaded here for the Braves in the bottom of the 4th inning.
And they're having him go out to talk. I think they're going to try to get somebody up real quick to face Arcia. Looks like it might be Brad Boxberger down there throwing.
And here comes Craig Counsell. Arcia is introduced as the pinch hitter.
Got quite the action this inning, huh?
Yes, lots of stuff going on.
4th inning.
Pitching change from Atlanta. Braves have them loaded. Brewers have a 2-0 lead. Atlanta in the bottom of the 4th inning. Bases loaded for the Braves. And the Brewers going to Hunter Strickland. Strickland coming in this season in 57 games, 3-2 with a 2.61 ERA. Pitched in yesterday's game 3. And comes in here in the bottom of the 4th inning in game 4.
Hunter Strickland will be his 3rd game. Don, between innings, Jeff Kellogg, longtime umpire, came over to me real quick and told me that what they were checking for on the review was to make sure the ball never hit the net or anything, or any of the things laying around the on-deck circle. That was the part they were reviewing.
Eddie Rosario is going to pinch hit here. Arcia had been introduced, but it's Rosario with the right-hander out there now. .349 in his career with the bases loaded. 2 down in the 4th inning. On the ground foul outside of first.
4th inning today has been very memorable, both sides. The Brewers finally broke through. And this inning has been chock full of a lot.
Austin Riley at third, Travis d'Arnaud at second, Guillermo Heredia at first base. Strike two.
Wow, what a pitch. 98 painted away. That's a corner.
Rosario against Strickland, 2 for 3 in his career, a couple of singles. Riley at third, d'Arnaud at second, Heredia at first. Strickland, who takes an eternity to throw the baseball. We saw that yesterday.
You understand in this situation maybe a little more when, you know, there's so much at stake. As yesterday he came on with nobody on.
The 0-2. Rosario fouls it off. He'll do it again.
You see Strickland sticking with that fastball slider combo, pretty much two-pitch pitcher.
Lauer leaves this game after 3 2/3 innings. Responsible for everybody on. Broken bat, single into center field. From third comes Riley. Here comes d'Arnaud. He will score, and this game is tied.
Well, it came with the heat. You can see where the catcher was set up. Narvaez set up way outside off the plate. Strickland pulled this one, broke his bat. But threw it into center field to tie the ball game up.
A 2-run pinch hit single for Eddie Rosario has tied the score 2-2. Heredia ends up at third base. Chris Hook, the pitching coach out there for Milwaukee. Ashby is up now, the left-hander we saw earlier in the series.
Well, you saw they really went to Boxberger, got up quick to throw, if you saw, Don, and I think, you know what, he just was not ready. He hadn't thrown, and Strickland, we saw him warming up when Lauer was coming up to bat. And he got ahead 0-2, credit him. He just missed his spot on that fastball.
So now, first and third, 2 down, brings up Dansby Swanson. Swanson with a double in the first inning, struck out swinging in the third inning. to third and picked by Urias, who throws to second. What a play. Luis Urias on an exploding ball at third base comes up with it, fires to second for the force out that ends the inning. What a play by Urias. This game is tied 2-2 after 4.
Brought to you by Good Sam RV Parks, America's largest campground network, and by T-Mobile, America's largest, fastest, and most reliable 5G network.
Eddie Rosario with a single that drives in 2 has tied this game 2-2 on the offensive side of things, but on the defensive side of things, what a play down there at third base by Luis Urias to end last inning.
Saved 2 runs on that play to keep it at 2-2.
Oscar Inoa is into this game, but we've got some defensive changes. Rosario stays in the game. He is in left field. And moving from left to center is Duvall. Oscar Inoa is the third arm used now by the Braves.
Well, a lot of people thought Oscar would be that 4th starter, kind of struggled down the end of the season. And so went with Charlie Morton today. But one of the better sliders in baseball. Really 2-pitch pitcher, fastball, slider, the occasional change. For the first 6-7 weeks of the season, actually probably the Atlanta Braves' best pitcher early on. Actually broke his hand up in Milwaukee punching the bench. Cost him 3 months.
Line, and it is off the glove of Freddie Freeman into right field. And Yelich will reach at first base. Good start to the 5th inning here for Milwaukee. So they answer the 2 runs the Braves just put together in the bottom of the 4th.
Yelich hit this ball hard. Freddie almost made a great play. Just off the tip of his glove.
Lead runner on here for Milwaukee in the 5th inning brings up Avisail Garcia. Rounded out to third of the first, single to left field in the 4th inning. Came around to score the first Brewers run. Milwaukee gets 2 in the top of the 4th. Braves answer with 2 in the bottom of the 4th. Stack it up defensively on the left side in the shift. Strike 1. Keep an eye on Christian Yelich, who does have a theft in this series. Trying to get into scoring position. And extending that lead a little bit, noticing was Inoa, and goes over there.
Well, we figured this is where the game could get interesting. You're starting to see both teams, middle bullpens. Seeing guys we have not seen yet this series.
0-2, and a good looking slider right there fooled Garcia.
Inoa's gotten 70 of his 100 Ks this year on that slider.
Swing and a miss, and he gets Garcia to strike out for the first out of the 5th inning.
I saw him chase the 0-1 pitch, so what does he do? Goes a little bit lower, a little bit farther off the plate. Gets a strikeout.
1 down, 1 on, and it brings up Rowdy Tellez. She hit a 2-run home run in Milwaukee in game 1 that helped the Brewers secure the first game of the series. 0 for 2 in this game, and now 1 for 8 in the series. The one part, that 2-run home run. Fly ball hit to deep center field. Back goes Duvall at the wall. That ball is gone into the forest in center field. A 2-run home run for Rowdy Tellez, his second of the series, and the Brewers take a 4-2 lead. 448 feet away for Rowdy Tellez, and the Brewers take a 4-2 lead.
Well, that's the power of Tellez. Gets a hanging breaking ball. And really probably has the 2 biggest hits of this series now. Strong hitter. I mean, that's just a hanger, and a good hitter taking a direct path to the ball. Hits it all the way into the falls in center field. It's a big answer for the Brewers.
A 448-foot home run, a moonblast. Just so you know, postseason, every moonblast hit means $10,000 donation to charity courtesy of FTX, the official crypto exchange of MLB. Rowdy Tellez with his second 2-run home run of this series, and the Brewers on top 4-2. Luis Urias will take ball 1 to even the count at 1-1. Urias grounded out to second base in the second. Walked and scored in the 4th inning.
Go back, though, that defensive play he made in the bottom of the 4th to rob Dansby Swanson of probably a double and 2 RBIs.
It was a hot shot that exploded on him.
I have a feeling when he hits him, he kind of no doubters. Look at that one.
Right into the woods.
That's deep.
Bouncing in for ball 2. 2-2. Crowd at Truist Park, which was very loud, has gotten very quiet with 1 out here in the 5th inning. Home run is the longest home run so far of the 2021 postseason. Ball 3. We know it could go a while. We thought we may see him start perhaps in this game tonight. The Braves elected to go with Charlie Morton instead to get the start on 3 days rest. And Ynoa is into this game, the third arm used by Brian Snitker.
Yeah, pitching coach Rick Kranitz for the Braves kind of said down the stretch, not his best stuff, and that's why they gave the ball to Charlie Morton today.
This is TBS Total Motion presented by Progressive, in this play by Luis Urias. Unbelievable.
That thing was scalded off the bat, and then to me, to have the smarts to get up and go to second. Probably can't throw Swanson out with his speed at first, but makes the good throw to second. And as I said, really kept the game at 2-2.
Did he go? No, he did not. That's ball 4. A 1-out walk for Luis Urias. So 1 out, 1 on, and Omar Narvaez coming up now for the Brewers. We get a look. Braves are shifting on the right side of the infield with 1 out. And Narvaez getting his 3rd plate appearance. Outfield about straight away. Now they're going to move Swanson over. They were in the shift, and now they don't want him to be. Moved him to the left side of that infield, a little bit more straight up. Fly ball to shallow left field has Rosario wandering in to make the catch for out number 2.
And you go back to game 1, Don, Craig Counsell said everything kind of lined up for our team. Where the pitcher was hitting, bench hit, bullpen. Game 2 and 3 kind of shift in Atlanta's favor. And now game 4, you get the feeling this is exactly what Counsell wanted, was the middle relief part, not Matzik, not Jackson. And now we'll see how, with the 4-2 lead, Still got to get 15 outs, though. How he does his bullpen now.
And Ashby looks ready to go in the Brewers pen right now. Lorenzo Cain has 2 hits in this game. Single to left, single to center. Single to center in the 4th inning, drove in a run. First 2 runs plated by the Brewers in this game. Now put together 4 runs as they bat in the top of the 5th. The pitcher spot due next, and Daniel Vogelback has come out on deck for the Brewers.
Give the Brewers credit. They've fought back. First 3 games really struggled on breaking balls. 4 of their 7 hits today on the breaking stuff.
Ball 2, 2-1. Some question as to whether Lorenzo Cain was going to even play this game after banging into the wall in right center field yesterday. In the starting lineup and has had 2 hits and driven in a run. Strike 2. They're back up in Braves country with 2 down in the 5th inning. Good block there that time by d'Arnaud. Fires the mask away and quickly scampers to pick that up. No advance at first base for Arias.
Great block by d'Arnaud. Ball was spiked at about 56, 57 feet.
That is strike 3. Lorenzo Cain strikes out, but the damage has been done. Rowdy Tellez with a 2-run home run puts the Milwaukee Brewers on top 4-2 in Game 4.
Bring them in.
You're watching the 2021 National League Division Series. It's presented by Good Sam. Last half of the 5th inning, and the 3rd pitcher used by the Milwaukee Brewers is Aaron Ashby.
You see the bottom 1 inning pitch, 1 hit, 1 walk, 1 K. High velocity fastball, 96, 97, but that slider is his pitch. Got a 42% whiff rate on that slider.
Freddie Freeman leads it off, and did he go? Yes, he did, says Mike Estabrook, the 3rd base umpire. So Freeman finds himself down to 0-1. And Pena has taken over behind the dish, part of a double switch for the Brewers. And Pena will lead it off when the Brewers come to bat in the 6th inning. 0-2 pitch. And that's away for ball 1. Ashby started the year as a number 8 prospect in the Brewers organization. Nephew of Andy Ashby, pitched 14 seasons, and that is strike 3. 1 down in the 5th inning. Well, DraftKings is the best place to get in on the MLB action with daily fantasy sports betting and free-to-play pools. All postseason play in free late-inning pools for a swing at over $50,000 in prizes. Use promo code HEAT when you sign up today.
Man, what a way to start for Ashby, coming in, throwing those sliders, and then blowing a fastball right by Freddie Freeman.
One out in the fifth, and here is Ozzie Albies. So far in this one is 0 for 2. He struck out swinging and fouled out to first base. Now 2 for 15 in the series.
He really had a chance in that first inning with Dansby Swanson at third base and 1 out to get a first inning run. Lauer blew him away with the heat.
Taps it foul off of Pena. Just into the game and replacing Narvaez, and that one got him on the thigh, I believe.
These catchers take a beat. You said too fresh, fresh into the game. Welcome.
Is out of the game. It's part of the double switch in this bottom of the fifth inning. A little professional courtesy from home plate umpire Tony Randazzo giving him some extra time. Certainly Travis d'Arnaud knows all about that as he looks on. 1 out and a 2-1 to Albies. On the ground foul. That'll get inside the Brewers dugout. They're housed on the third base side here at Truist Park. This is away to Albies. Heavy slider so far for Ashby since coming into this game.
Opponents hit 77 off it this year.
That's why. This one is chopped to third base. Here comes Urias on the run. No play. Could not get a handle on it, it appeared, but he reached into the glove. And reaching is Albies at first base with 1 out.
Ozzie Albies with great speed. Even if he got a good grip, I'm not sure you get him.
One out, one on the base hit, infield hit for Ozzie Albies. Here's Austin Riley.
And that's the construction of this Braves lineup that they like, that with the 3-batter minimum, if you're going to bring in a lefty to face Freddie, then you're going to have to turn around Ozzie from the right side and then Austin Riley.
Two and 0. He's held on at first base by Rowdy Tellez. 3-0.
Manny Pena is reminding Ashby to come set.
One out, one on, and Austin Riley certainly could have the green light here. .33 home runs during the regular season for Austin Riley. Taken all the way, and he takes ball 4. Two on, one away in the Braves' 5th inning. Adam Duvall making his way plateward.
I think this is going out there to just calm him down a little bit, give him a breather. Got the right part of the lineup up. Duvall much weaker against left-handed pitching, and then of course Jock Peterson after him.
Chris Hook, the pitching coach out there, rest of the infield joining the conversation. This is the postseason where a moment, any moment, can become major. Follow at MLB on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube to make it major. Adam Duvall, 1 for 2 in this game. Single to left field in the second, fouled out semi-controversially in the 4th inning. And that play that went off of Narvaez and was caught by Urias.
Something you see every day.
Yeah. Two on, 1 out. Braves trying to answer the 2-run home run by Rowdy Tellez in the top of the 5th inning, and now the catcher Danny Pena steps in front, lets his infielders know what he's going to do on a double steal, where he's going to throw, if at all. We're back up in Atlanta. Strike 1. Into the slider to get it. No real surprise there.
Well, that's his pitch, and as a hitter right here, you got to believe that's what he's going to go to. See how that thing really bites to that back foot of the right-handed hitter.
Strike 2. Stayed with it.
Got a good one to hit on that pitch.
Yeah,
the other one,
hanger.
Yeah, it was.
Albies at second base, Riley at first, 1 out. The Braves 5th inning. That hits him and loads the bases. And another elbow guard.
You can see the look on Counsell's face. He had him set up 0-2, 2 sliders. And as good as the Brewers starting pitching's been in the back end of their bullpen, if there's one thing they've struggled with since the deadline, 4.83 ERA for that bullpen since the trade deadline.
Bases loaded, 1 out, and Jock Peterson 0 for 2. First start of the series. And here he is with the bases loaded, 1 down. Strike 1.
Pitching a little different. Freddie Freeman started him off with a couple sliders and then put him away with the fastball. Here to Jock Peterson. Comes with 98 first pitch.
During the regular season, hit 265 off lefties, and only 2 of the 18 home runs he had were off the left-handed pitchers. Dealing with Aaron Ashby with 1 out in the 5th. And taking strike 2. Peterson takes a stroll out of the batter's box.
Tell you what, that's 2 pretty good pitches.
Peterson fouls it back. Pretty good rip there. The hanging slider again.
Definitely got a hanger on that 0-2 pitch.
Brad Boxberger was up earlier. Is back up again for the Brewers.
That's 2 guys now. You've seen Ashby get ahead 0-2 with some good pitches, and he hits the ball and kind of hung that pitch to Peterson. Got away with it, though.
On the ground left side, Urias will cut it off, flips to second for 1. It's late at first, a run scores. In the back door comes Albies, and it's a 1-run game. It's now 4-3. Not hit all that hard, and it's Urias, the third baseman, who picks it off and shovels it towards second for the out.
They got the ground ball they wanted. Jock just hit this soft enough. Where really it was going to be tough for them to turn 2.
Now fighting for your battle range, the catcher, number 16, Travis.
First and third with 2 down. Saw Wong pointing there. He did not like the slide from Duvall. Thought he may have come in and affected his throw, but I don't really think he did.
No, and look, that's got to be a blatant call, I think, for the umpires to overturn that. I mean, look, it's worth taking a look if you're Milwaukee, but
they do not. And here is Travis d'Arnaud, first and third. Has walked twice in this game and scored a run. Tying run 90 feet away. Ball 1. And blocked again by Pena.
he probably feels like he's already caught 3-4 innings.
Yeah.
And it's his first inning.
It's been in for 2 outs.
For a series really that's had 0 offense, the 4th and 5th inning now. The dynamic has changed in this series.
Offense has showed up both sides. Strike 1, and the high strike at that. First and third with 2 down, a run in for the Braves. Ashby backs off. Tying run at Austin Riley at third. Jock Peterson, the go-ahead run at first for Atlanta. With 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th inning.
See him sticking with the hard stuff. Travis d'Arnaud this year hitting a .193 off fastballs compared to 247 off the breaking ball. So we've seen him stay with that hard fastball.
On the ground by the first baseman into right. From third base comes Riley. To third goes Peterson, and this game is tied at 4. Travis d'Arnaud drives in the tying run for Atlanta.
Well, he went off speed. d'Arnaud, who had a rough series up in Milwaukee, shoots it right by Rowdy Tellez.
That's a Loan Depot home means everything RBI. For every RBI during the NLCS, Loan Depot will be donating $1,000 to the Boys and Girls Club of America. That's on top of the over $500,000 they've already donated this year. Tie game. First and third again. Ade Adrianza will pinch hit.
feel like that's where you second guess yourself sometimes, Don. You say, I've thrown him 3 fastballs. He's seen it. And you tried the soft thing, and Travis d'Arnaud made him pay.
Ball 1. In the first 30 innings of this series, 9 runs, the last 2, 8.
Both these managers have felt like they've managed a full 9-inning game in the last 2 innings.
By him, and it's 1-1. Fastball at 97. Dealing with Adrianza, a very utility man for the Braves off the bench. Atlanta pinch hitters 4 for 6 with 6 RBIs and 2 homers in the series. Grounder down to third, a tough hop again, but Urias makes the play again. It goes to second base to get the force out there. It will end the inning, but the Braves get 2 back in the bottom of the 5th. This game is tied 4-4 as we head to the 6th, and another tough hop for Luis Urias at third base. Tonight's Base Camp is presented by T-Mobile, the leader in 5G coverage. Lots of activity around second base. Brock Peterson rounding it there and heading on his way to third. After Duvall had come in hard. Now we move along to the 6th inning, tied up now 4-4, and A.J. Minter into the game for Atlanta.
Yeah, lefty gets his first action of this postseason. 57 Ks, 20 walks. See that, 52 and a third. Cutter, fastball, changeup. Another great play by Urias at third base to keep this game where it's at. That took a bad hop.
He's made 2 stellar defensive plays down at third base. And here is Manny Pena for the first time in this game. So Minter becomes pitcher number 4 for the Braves. 189, 13 homers, 33 runs batted in during the regular season for Pena. Shift on him on the left side to the Braves defensively. Close pitch, but where he had to reach didn't help. 2-0.
Pena came in and he has definitely in 1 inning caught more than he has up in Milwaukee, some in that 9-inning game almost, it felt like.
Both teams getting 2 in the 4th and 2 in the 5th. Both teams with 7 hits in this game. There's a strike, 2-1. There's Pena, Wong, and Adames. Anybody gets on, Yelich may have a chance here in the Brewers' 6th inning. Both teams deep into their bullpens now. Strike 2.
I want the changeup. See that too much from A.J. Minter.
Swing and a miss, and striking out is Pena for the first out of the 6th inning.
After falling behind 2-0, gets a close call and then throws 2 changeups. This one down in the zone.
Enter a huge part of the bullpen for the Atlanta Braves.
Minter, a guy that had to go back to AAA this year for a while. Work on his mechanics.
Last year, giving up just 2 earned runs in 21 2/3. A shortened season, that will miss. Urias with a couple of good plays down there at third base defensively. Colton Wong has been on twice in this game. Rounds this one foul outside of first. Sometimes getting on without the benefit of a base hit. He was hit by a pitch in the first. Struck out looking in the third and then walked in the fourth inning. Strike 2.
Kind of that front door cutter until it kind of froze Wong.
Strikes him out. Back-to-back Ks for A.J. Minter. 2 down.
Another good sequence here after those couple cutters. So he went with the hard fastball at 95-96. Wong tipped it right into Darno's glove.
Two down in the top of the 6th inning for Willie Adames. Singled back in the first inning. Has struck out twice since. Lifts a fly ball to right field, and Jock Peterson makes his way in and over to make the catch for out number 3. 5.5 done in game 4. Tied at 4.
Well, we head to the bottom of the 6th, 4-4, and you see Brandon Woodruff, the big righty, warming up down in that pen. Missing Brent Suter, who's the most in the pen at 73 1/3, and of course Devin Williams out for the remainder of the playoffs, so they're going to have to count on Woodruff to try to bridge it to Josh Hader. We figured we'd see him at some point possibly this game.
Eddie Rosario to lead it off here in the bottom of the 6th inning for Atlanta. On the ground right side, Colton Wong will pick and throw for the first out of the inning. 1 pitch and 1 out for Ashby here in the 6th inning. You see he's into his 2nd inning of relief and has the first out here in the bottom of the 6th. Top of the order, and Dansby Swanson.
In a perfect world, I'm sure Craig Counsell would love to get Swanson, then have the lefty Ashby to face Freddie Freeman, which I'm guessing would turn over Woodruff to the 7th inning.
Swanson had a double back in the 1st inning, struck out in the 3rd, and grounded into a fielder's choice in the 4th. A 1-for-3 showing for the Braves shortstop. Originally was going to bat 8th in the order in tonight's game.
You see too many people go from 8th to 1st, do you?
No. Jorge Soler testing positive for COVID prior to the game, and a late roster move for Brian Snitker and the Atlanta Braves, one they did not want to have to make. Two and 1. Ashby is the 3rd pitcher used by the Brewers in this game. Strike 2.
Swanson might have chased ball 3 on that pitch. Change up tailing away.
Bouncing in for ball 3. Freeman waits on deck for Atlanta with one out in the home half of the 6th inning. Game 4 has been a fun one. No offense really in the first 3. Game 4 of the NLDS has been a different story. That is strike 3, and Dansby Swanson knew it. Takes with him the second strikeout for Ashby. 2 down here in the 6th inning.
Well, Ashby goes to his best pitch. Fastball today's been a little sporadic control wise, so 3-2. He drops the slider on Swanson, and Dansby knew it right off the bat.
Two down in the 6th for Freddie Freeman. Swats it foul off to the left out of play.
Yeah, good hack at that ball. You see him kind of put his head down. I have a feeling Freddie Freeman was sitting all over that pitch.
Oh, and 2, and the fastball that time registering at 97 from Ashby. A lot of sliders, but he's got the good gas as well. Opposite field and a base hit for Freddie Freeman. He said he was going to try to go the other way, and he has quite a bit in this game tonight.
He got a bloop double earlier down the left field line. This time 0-2 fastball up in the zone. Freddie, one of the best of the game, just throwing the hands.
A 2-out base hit for Freddie Freeman keeps this 6th inning going for Atlanta. And here is Ozzie Albies. A 1-for-3 night, reached on an infield hit, scored the 3rd Braves run in the 5th. They formed a pull. The center fielder Kane over towards left center. Pops it up foul, back and out of play.
I thought Brandon Woodruff would be in this game after Freddie Freeman, and I thought they would try to turn around Ozzie to his weaker side, but I think Craig Counsell trying to get one more out before he turns the ball over to Woodruff.
And you wonder about how long it'll take Woodruff to get ready. Obviously not used to being a reliever, and was not up all that long.
Yeah, most relievers you see get up, you know, they're throwing it pretty hard quick. For him, it was a lot of loose tossing.
Two down. Freddie Freeman is at first, and Woodruff sure has the look of a guy who's ready should they go in his direction. Not exactly rapid fire out there at the moment. Swing and a miss has Albies down on the count, 1-2.
Even with Lauer the first 2 times up, Ozzie, that slider tonight has been the pitch he's been out in front of the whole night.
Two and two. Those 2 sliders have been up from Ashby. Albies now, the inning continues. Austin Riley waits on deck. Albies will ground this into center field, a base hit. Freddie Freeman's going to go first to third, and he will. Braves have something going here with 2 down in the inning. Runners at the corners for Atlanta.
Came middle. Ozzie hits it right through the hole, and this will be it for Ashby.
Craig Counsell is going to make a double switch. First and third with 2 down for the Braves here in the 6th inning. And we got a double switch coming up here in Atlanta. Brandon Woodruff is going to make his way into the game. A pitching change with runners at the corners and 2 down. We'll step aside in Game 4 of the NLDS. Yes, and Brandon Woodruff checks in.
Yeah, the big righty, Game 2 starter, 6 innings. You see 5 hits, 1 walk, and 7 Ks. Has had experience in the postseason coming in. And he's had some history with Austin Riley going back to Game 2, Don, when Austin Riley hit this one a long ways to right center off Brandon Woodruff.
First and third with 2 down. In the Braves' 6th inning, and Austin Riley coming up. Luke Maile has taken over as part of the double switch. He'll now bat 7th in the order as the Brewers use their 3rd catcher of this game. Austin Riley has been on twice, single and a walk. On the ground, slowly hit. Urias racing in from third base. His throw in time, and out of the jam is Brandon Woodruff. Nicely done for the Milwaukee Brewers. So the Braves will strand 2, and again it's Luis Urias, the third baseman, with another good play to end the inning. The 2021 National League Division Series, it's presented by Good Sam. Well, the NLDS moves on to the 7th inning from Atlanta. A.J. Minter back on the mound, and it's Christian Yelich. Leads it off for Milwaukee and carves it foul to the screen for strike 1. Yelich is 1 for 3 in this game. Singled to right field in the 5th and came around to score the 3rd Brewers run. Center fielder Duvall over towards left center. Lots of green grass in right center. They have Minter start the inning. They do have Luke Jackson up in the pen, though.
Well, I think it's one of those things. If Yelich gets on base, maybe you see Jackson come in to face Garcia. If he gets Yelich out, Rowdy Tellez sitting in the hole, so got a chance maybe to face 2 lefties. He's already hit the 3-batter minimum.
Minter at a 1-2-3 6th inning, including 2 strikeouts, able to get Pena and Wong for getting Adames to fly out to right. So he starts things here in the 7th and jumps ahead of Christian Yelich 1-2. Foul back, and we'll do it again. That was all pitching in this series until this Game 4. One thing that has been really good in this series has been defense on both sides. Only 1 error in the series. And it happened in this game. It was the Morton pickoff error earlier tonight on the throw over to first base. That's been it.
Well, both these infields very good defensively.
Yelich went around and strikes out for out number 1 of the 7th inning. Could not hold up. 97 on the gas. It's a 3rd strikeout now for Minter. And it's going to be 1 hitter and out here in the 7th inning for Minter. As Brian Snitker out to make the change, Luke Jackson is going to wander in here. We've got a pitching change from Truist Park in Atlanta. It's Game 4 of the NLDS, and it's all tied at 4. He pitches the 6th and gets the first out of the 7th. Got his job done.
Well, not only that, went through the 1-2-3 part of the order and got 2 strikeouts and got Adames to fly out to right.
Enter Luke Jackson.
This is something we talked about last night, and now all of a sudden coming to this game, Luke Jackson, phenomenal season, great slider. This is his 4th appearance now, and that righty's slider of his is dynamic. It's tough to hit.
Tied for the most appearances on the team with 71 during the regular season, but they were high leverage. Appeared in 55 games in the 7th or 8th innings. He was a big part of getting to the end of games for Brian Snitker. 1 out. Avisail Garcia.
Well, remember, we talked to Brian Snitker this morning and kind of was trying to figure out if he would try to stay away from Jackson or Matzik, and he said no, they're both ready to go, the whole pen. Well, here you see it.
Yeah, he said every one of them wants in.
Yeah.
It's been a great luxury for him. A broken back grounder left side. They're in a shift. So it is Albies, the second baseman, whose throw is just in time to get Garcia 2 down. Ozzie Albies on the left side of the infield throwing at Garcia. Well, with 2 down in the inning, Rowdy Tellez coming up. Last time he was up, he homered in the Hall of Famer Bob Uecker's call.
And Noah. Here it is, and Rowdy sends one in the air to center deep. Get up! Get up! Get out of here and gone for Rowdy Tellez. And the Brewers back on top.
The great Bob Uecker.
It's great to see him here in Atlanta, too. Traveling. One of the great ones.
2 down here in the 7th inning, and here is Rowdy Tellez. True legend in our business, and very much hoping that his Milwaukee Brewers will be headed back to Milwaukee with claws up for Game 5. (2-0) to Tellez.
Well, you can see the power of Tellez and the way they're pitching him, being very, very careful.
There's a strike. 97, but on the outside edge. Home run was the 2nd of the postseason for Tellez. Three and 1. Shifting on him on the right side. This is the shift where the Braves moved their 3rd baseman, Austin Riley, into short right field. He's got the arm for it.
Try to keep Dansby Swanson in his natural position over there at short.
Fouls it off to the left out of play, and it's a full count. To a slider that time on a 3-1 pitch. Braves country to their feet in Atlanta. Strike 3 call. Tellez knew it. And that out ends the top of the 7th inning. It's 7th inning stretch in Game 4 of the NLDS. And it's all tied at 4. Tellez goes looking. Four to 4 the score in Game 4 of the National League Division Series from Atlanta. 7th inning stretch, and we've got Game 2 coming up on TBS a little bit later. Giants and Dodgers coming up in their Game 4. Welcome inside the broadcast booth. Don Orsillo along with Jeff Francoeur. had a real good game here in Game 4 of the NLDS between the Braves and the Brewers, still tied up. But tonight, after a wild one last night in Los Angeles with wind and everything else, a 1-0 Giants win.
Yeah, with that win, you felt like they were in San Francisco playing. But I think something that's interesting about this series is the fact that San Francisco's pitching, for the most part, has shut down the Dodgers' offense, shut them out twice. So backs against the wall for them tonight.
Back out there is Brandon Woodruff as we extend to the bottom of the 7th inning with the Braves sending up Duvall, Peterson, and d'Arnaud scheduled. So far, the Brewers, well, they started with Lauer, who went 3 2/3, giving up 2 runs. Ashby was touched for 2 runs in an inning and 2/3.
Well, Woodruff with the huge, just 1 pitch to Austin Riley last inning with 1st and 3rd and got him to roll over. If you're Craig Counsell, you're thinking, to me, this guy will bridge you to Josh Hader.
Adam Duvall coming up. A single to left in the 2nd, fouled out in the 4th, and was hit by a pitch in the 5th. Trying to get back to Milwaukee, where they would have Corbin Burns ready to go in Game 5. It'd be Max Fried for the Braves, and what a matchup that would be. But of course, Atlanta trying to take care of business right here, right now, and finish this series tonight in Atlanta.
Yeah, the tie ball game in the 7th inning. It's exactly, if you're that Atlanta team, Brian Snigger, that's what you're thinking. We don't want to get back on that plane. Whereas the Brewers, they know who they have waiting for Game 5.
Little bloop, and it'll drop, and reaching at first base is going to be Duvall. Wow, Tellez was coming over, and it looked like Woodruff was going to make that play, but then Tellez kind of let up like Woodruff was going to make the play. And of course, nobody was at first base. And reaching at first is Duvall. What a break right there for the Braves.
Wow, just communication. Woodruff calling it right away, and then Les coming in hard. And then kind of stopped. Wow.
Lead runner on for the Braves here in the bottom of the 7th inning. John Peterson's first start of the NLDS. Broken back grounder towards second base. Wong will have 1 play. It's at first. And if nothing else, the Braves are able to move the runner along in Duvall taking second. As Peterson is retired 4-3 for the first out of the bottom of the 7th.
Got the ground ball you wanted, but see the hustle by Duvall to get past Wong. And Wong taking the sure out at first base.
So Duvall at second, representing the go-ahead run for the Braves. 1 out, and Travis d'Arnaud. Two walks and a single. A single driving in a run in the 5th. So the Braves catcher has been on base 3 times in this game. Strike 1.
We'll expect to see Woodruff stick with that hard stuff right here. Last time up, d'Arnaud got 3 fastballs, and they hung him an off-speed pitch that he tied the ball game up with. Expect a steady dose of that sinker fastball.
Fouled off down the right field line out of play, and it's 0-2. William Contreras has come out on deck for Brian Snitker.
William was the main catcher when Travis d'Arnaud went down this year. Of course, the younger brother of Wilson Contreras for the Cubs.
Matzik now up in the pen as well. Will be batting in the pitcher spot. Down low and corralled by Maley. We'll advance to second base for Duvall.
We got Woodruff out there in the bottom of the seventh for Milwaukee. Great job blocking this ball. Curve ball. Almost got underneath. Where the Braves are going to do what they've done this whole series. And that's go Jackson and Matzik in the 7th, 8th, and Will Smith in the 9th.
Wondered with all the work that Matzik has had whether or not he would be available. I know we heard everybody was available, but a lot of work for him so far. Went around and strikes out for the second out of the 7th inning. First strikeout for Brandon Woodruff, 2 down.
Well, great pitch, up and in. At 97, tough to lay off with 2 strikes.
Contreras will be the pinch hitter. Bit of a scouting report here from Chris Hook, the pitching coach for the Brewers, with Brandon Woodruff getting him up to speed.
That's just so customary these days, isn't it?
It is.
Anytime a pinch hitter comes up.
Yep. Well, Brian Snitker told us that Rick Kranitz does not do that a lot because he's already covered it before the game, and feels like his pitching coach makes the least amount of trips to the mound of any pitching coach in the majors.
Well, and you know what? If this was a regular season game, you might see that right here with Woodruff out there. But in this moment with a runner on second, 4-4, it's not going to take any chances.
2 down in the 7th. There is Matzik up in the pen as they pinch hit for the pitcher here. With William Contreras with 2 down in the 7th. Go ahead run at second, and Adam Duvall. Ball 1.
Well, you can really see Woodruff too working these right-handed hitters in. Does not want them to get extended on that fastball.
He's trying to take advantage of a break they got on a little bloop to the right side off the bat of Duvall to start this inning.
Is that what you call that, a bloop?
I don't know. It may not have even been a bloop.
Come up with a word.
A blip? There's a strike to even the count of 1-1. Center fielder Lorenzo Cain towards right center. Big gap in left center. Provided for the pinch hitter Contreras. He backs out.
We're talking about Woodruff going on really 2 days rest. Coming here having pitched on Saturday. You can see same kind of thing. His velocity up there.
Through 91 pitches.
He's a horse.
Contreras chops it off the plate left side. Adames at short throw. Dug out at first base nicely by Tellez. And the Brewers get out of the jam in the 7th inning. They'll leave Duvall at third. Will the Braves? Nice play by Willie Adames. That ball seemed to be in the air forever. But Adames with the throw that gets there, and Tellez digs it out on the other side. To the 8th we go, tied at 4.
Luis Urias today, outstanding. This ball right here that we'll never know, but other than that, great double play to keep the game at 2-2. And then this play, watch the hop on that. 2 perfect throws in a row to second base, and then getting Austin Riley here with a good charge. Great defensive day at third base.
So here we go to the 8th inning. Tyler Matzik into this game now for the Atlanta Braves. And here is Luis Urias, who will take strike one from Matzik. Well, up in the pen is Hader. We wondered, would he go more than one?
Well, Woodruff's up 4th this inning, and that's where you talk about Devin Williams usually be that guy that's up right now. But with your season on the line.
Urias is called strike anyway, may have gone anyway. It's 0-2. Leading it off here in the top of the 8th. Numbers for Matzik. He also has appeared in every game of this NLDS. Urias fouls it straight back. Fastball at 98. It's been on twice, but both times on a walk. Does not have a hit in this game. It also has grounded out to second base and scored a run.
I think if you're the Milwaukee Brewers, you've got to find a way to get at least a guy, if not 2 on. With Woodruff coming up 4th, Gordo Escobar from that side of the plate is kind of what you want, him or Taylor, either guy.
Look out. The 98 straightens him up.
Cut action.
Urias leading it off here in the top of the 8th inning for Milwaukee. Fouls it off at the dish. We'll do it again, 1-2. It is now 8 in a row retired by Braves pitching. Combination of Minter, Jackson, leading to Matzik here in the 8th.
They had that middle part of the bullpen for a while, the Brewers, that they scored a couple, had a chance to add on. Now they're kind of that back end of the bullpen. It's been tough.
Urias grounds it back to the mound. Matzik's got it. Flips underhanded. 1 down in the 8th inning. Let's check in with Ernie Johnson in Atlanta. Ernie. Thanks very much, Ernie. Back here at Truist Park. We are with 1 out in the top half of the 8th inning. It is Luke Maile in the midst of a 4-4 game. Braves are trying to finish off this series while the Brewers are trying to bring it back to Milwaukee for game 5. Strike 1 to Maile.
Well, that's where baseball's such a crazy game. Luke shows up at the park today being the 3rd catcher, probably thinking, not probably going to see too much time yet. Here he is in the game. Biggest game of the year.
Skips in and evens the count at 1-1. $40,195 on hand for game 4. 41.95 at Truist Park. And pretty quiet right now with the Brewers batting in the 8th. By him, and it's 1-2. And all the scoring in this game happened in the 4th and 5th innings. 2 in the top of the 4th for the Brewers, 2 in the bottom of the 4th for the Braves. 2 in the top of the 5th for the Brewers, 2 in the bottom of the 5th for the Braves. to their feet in Braves country again. 2-2.
You know, and in those innings, each team had a chance to kind of add on those runs.
But for the Brewers, who's finally getting a couple of hits with runners in scoring position after going 0 for 20.
2 in a row.
Maley strikes out. There are 2 outs in the 8th inning.
Massick climbs the ladder a bit on him, beats him to the spot with 97.
T-Mobile covers the most interstate highway miles with 5G, home or away. Stay connected to your team with T-Mobile, the leader in 5G coverage. 2 down in the 8th. Lorenzo Cain. 2 for 3 in this game. 2 singles and a run batted in. Tyrone Taylor has come out on deck for the Brewers. If we get that far, there are 2 outs here in the 8th. Cain lines one foul down the right field line out of play.
That is one thing that the Brewers do have kind of more of their pinch hitter guys that they want right now, where the Braves have kind of used that double switch, doing different scenarios that they've had to do early in the game.
Cain chops it foul, and it's 1-2. Back up again in Atlanta with 2 strikes on Lorenzo Cain. In the air to right field. It has Peterson moving back, going back. He'll make the catch on the warning track. It carried better than I think Jock Peterson thought to the dirt of the track, but it's out number 3. We head to the bottom of the 8th. This game is tied 4-4. By T-Mobile, the leader in 5G coverage. And there's been lots of activity on the base paths in this game, unlike the first 3 games of this NLDS. Not the case tonight. Lots of traffic, and here's a bit of a surprise. Coming in the 8th inning is Josh Hader.
And not only coming in the 8th inning, Don, leading off next inning, no double switch. So you believe it? They got plenty of guys left on the bench. This is 1 inning for Hader. He has not thrown multiple innings all year. And I guess just where they're at in the lineup with Rosario and then Dansby Swanson and Freddie Freeman, this is the inning he wants to hold them.
So he sees this as the save situation as Craig Counsell.
I would think so.
Eddie Rosario leading it off and down 0-2.
Well, I think he sees 2 tough lefties in Rosario and Freeman. And going to the 9th, you got righties with him. You know, Ozzie obviously switch hitter, but Duvall, Riley, right-handers.
Pitcher spot is due in the top of the 9th inning for the Brewers.
Hader obviously phenomenal year, 34 out of 35 saves, 102 Ks to only 24 walks. Best closer in baseball.
In a tie game on the road, the last of the 8th. And a swing and a miss as Rosario strikes out for the first out of the 8th inning. Let's check in with Matt Weiner.
Yeah, Don, as Frenchie points out, Josh Hader last threw more than a single inning back in 2019. And I know fans at home may be wondering, well, what's the big deal? Why can't you go more than the 3 outs? And he explained it to me before the series began, saying it's a mentality thing and an energy thing. Basically, as a closer, he's accustomed to getting the adrenaline going for that single inning. If you carry it over to another one, you have to bring it back down and then get right back up for another inning. He has no interest in doing that if you take him at his word.
Dansby Swanson will take a strike. Craig Counsell said as much to us at the beginning of the series. He's a 1-inning guy.
And I still didn't believe him, but I tell you what, I think I truly believe him now.
You're on board?
I'm on board with Craig. Sorry, Craig.
(0-2).
But I think it's a great time to point out, too, though, that this really is the first game you're seeing the absence of Devin Williams kind of loom large.
Now, this would be his area, no doubt.
Absolutely. And you wouldn't worry about the righty-lefty matchup. You trust the 8th, 9th inning guys.
Swing and a miss, and that gets away briefly from Bailey, who throws him out. The strikeout. It's back-to-back Ks for Hader. 2 down in the 8th. Let's check back in with Ernie Johnson. Thanks much, Ernie. 2 down in the 8th. Freddie Freeman with the Brewers in a shift. It's a fly ball to center field. Lorenzo Cain going back at the wall. Freddie Freeman's left the yard and put the Braves on top in the bottom of the 8th with a solo shot to left center. They lead it 5-4 in Game 4 of the NLDS.
First pitch slider. Left center field. Wow.
Ozzie Albies will take strike 1.
He told us today that he was going to try to work left field. All 3 hits.
On the ground, foul outside of third.
To left field today.
Yes. You got the home run to left center. You got the single to left, double to left. Hader ahead now, 0-2 of Ozzie Albies. On the ground to third base, Luis Urias. Ends the 8th inning, but the damage has been done. The bottom of the 8th inning. In a tie game, Freddie Freeman does this. The Braves are hoping to punch their ticket to the National League Championship Series when we come back. The 2021 National League Division Series on TBS is presented by Good Sam. Freddie Freeman has put the Braves on top 5-4 with a home run in the bottom of the 8th inning. Off the Brewers closer, Josh Hader, to make it 5-4. The Braves closer, Will Smith, is in to try to finish it off in the 9th inning.
See the bottom, 2 for 2 on saves. Game 2 and game 3.
Pinch hitter is Eduardo Escobar. The veteran hops back out of the way of a pitch down and in.
Facing lefties, Escobar, 295, 9 home runs, so you got him from the right side.
Fouled off, 1-1. Christian Pache, who was added to the roster today, is in center field defensively, and moving from center to left is Adam Duvall.
Shea started as the everyday center fielder this year for the Atlanta Braves, played in the playoffs last year. Obviously their best defensive outfielder.
Popped up, foul ground, that'll get back and out of play. Escobar against Will Smith, 1 for 8 in his career. A walk and 3 Ks. Escobar lines one into center field. A base hit starts things in the 9th inning for the Brewers. So a pinch hit single for Escobar.
Yeah, saw nothing but sliders out. AB takes this one and kind of insides it out off the end of the bat.
Leadoff single for Escobar, and Colton Wong is coming up next as they flip the order over. Top of the order now for the Brewers. Wong has been on twice without the benefit of a base hit. And hit by a pitch and walked. He's also struck out twice. We'll shift on him on the right side, but keep it tight to the infield with a double play scenario in order. The bunt bid is popped up and caught by d'Arnaud. Out number 1 of the 9th.
O'Reilly was playing in. You wonder if he was going to try to do this. And at the last second, Don, you see how he had to kind of reach for it because of the slider tailing away. Hence the ball straight up. But for the Brewers, this is the guy you want at the plate. We've talked about it all 3 games. Definitely swinging the best. One of the best late close clutch situation hitters in baseball.
Willie Adames, who singled back in the 1st inning, a 1 for 4 showing for the Brewers shortstop. Will take ball 1 and a ball smothered by d'Arnaud. Will Smith is the 7th arm used in this game by Brian Snitker. Made the aggressive move to bring Charlie Morton back on 3 days to start game 4. Swing and a miss, and it's 1-1. After the slider that time. Three heavy on the left side right now in the shift. Albee, Swanson, and Riley. Only Freeman on the right side. Virtually the whole right side wide open.
And the reason that's Will Smith's going to continue to come with that slider at Adames. So They're leaving that whole right side hoping for a rollover.
Three and one. Good hitters count for a good hitter. With one out in the ninth. Strike two. Went to the gas to get it.
4 sliders in a row, and then you get 92.
Looks like 97.
Yeah.
Adames carves it foul off to the right out of play.
Got a pitch to hit, but again, so many sliders that it's tough to be ready for that 95.
Adames strikes out, and there's 2 down in the ninth inning.
Well, Will Smith lives and dies with that slider. And he just got Adames on strike 3. First pitch slider. Got him swinging at that one, 1-1. And another one in 3-1. Now this is the pitch to me that changed you at bat. Got him fastball, fouled off. And then after 2 fastballs, throws maybe his best slider of the sequence.
Here is Christian Yelich with 2 outs, and the Brewers down to their last out. Strike 1. Strike 2. Braves country on their feet. Standing is one at Truist Park in Atlanta. Freddie Freeman and the Atlanta Braves are heading to the National League Championship Series.
Will Smith all year has gone to that slider. Sometimes it's got him in trouble, Don. Sometimes it's given him traffic. But right here, it sent the Braves into the NLCS.
Braves are headed to the 13th National League Championship Series, and the celebration is on in Atlanta. Freddie Freeman, the hero. The home run in the bottom of the 8th inning off the Brewers closer Hader has propelled them into the National League Championship Series. Saves in all 3 for Smith.
He was strong. He gave some traffic, as we said, but got out of it.
Set it down to Matt Weiner.
Here's the man of the moment, Freddie Freeman. First pitch swinging, series winning. What's going through your mind when you step up there?
Oh, man, not much. First 2 guys went down, so I was just trying to get a pitch up. And he hung a slider and was able to put a good swing on it.
Josh Hader hadn't given up a home run since July 28th. Why was that ball so appealing?
I don't know. I really don't know. I just saw a pitch up, and I was able to get a good swing on it. There's no rhyme or reason to it. Just I was feeling good all game, worked some stuff before the game, and it was able to get one out.
You told our guys before the game you wanted to go opposite field today. Every one of your hits went that direction. Talk about executing a plan.
Yeah, you know, the last couple of weeks have been kind of pulling off and kind of topping some balls, so I worked really hard in the cage before the game and try and shoot balls to left field, and it worked out today.
How about your bullpen after Charlie, particularly the guys who do it every day, Matzik and Jackson?
Yeah, amazing. They win all 4 games. They've been lights out all year. Charlie, on 3 days rest, gave us good 3+ innings. The bullpen came in and gave us a chance to win this game.
Now you look ahead to the NLCS for a team that had 88 wins in the regular season, fewest of any team here in the playoffs. What kind of magic have you found?
Well, it's been a whole different team in the second half. What Alex did with the front office and going out to get some guys has really helped us out big time. And you know, we've been feeling pretty good about ourselves in the second half, playing real good baseball, and we carried it over into the postseason.
That shirt looks good on you.
I know, I like it. I like it a lot.
Congrats.
Thank you. Thank you.
Don?
All right, Matt, thanks very much, and congratulations to Freddie Freeman and his teammates who are headed back to the National League Championship Series. First clincher at home with the fans since 2001 in a National League Division Series. That was against Houston, so it's been a while. They've had a chance to celebrate. Let's send it back down to Matt.
We've got Austin Riley, who scored a couple of runs, made a great defensive play here as well. What has this ride been like from 88 wins in the regular season to where you are right now?
It's unbelievable. I can't say enough good things about this team. The ups and downs that we've had, and just not giving up. Keeping the bulldog in the fight, and just not giving up. It's unreal.
What does it mean to this organization, to this city, when the face of the franchise does what he just did?
I mean, he's the best. In my opinion, he comes in every day and works, and he's never too high, never too low, no situation's too big. So I mean, he's Freddie Freeman. He's the MVP in my opinion.
Brewers finally got some runs on the board in this series. You guys answered back in consecutive innings. What does that say about this club?
Well, we don't give up. You got to play, to the very last out, against us. And, that was huge. In a game like this, the intensity, that's huge to answer right back. And that's what we did. And, I'm ready to celebrate.
I know it just happened. You ready for an NLCS?
I can't wait.
Congrats.
Thank you.
Don?
Thanks very much, Matt Weiner. Our final score, the Braves 5, the Brewers 4. The Braves win the series 3-1. Brian Snitker and his team celebrate on the field in Atlanta. For Jeff Francoeur and Matt Weiner and the rest of our crew, I'm Don Orsillo saying goodbye. Coming up next, it is Game 4 of the National League Division Series between the Giants and Dodgers. You've been watching MLB postseason on TBS. We send it to Ernie Johnson in the studio.